Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The
Wee
Oscars
wee.
Mafia will be there, sir. No,
That
Man,
was
no,
when's
we're
the
not.
last time we did this?
a long time ago.
Yeah, seriously.
The
So
Oscar Mafia
what
ambulance has
happened
tipped over on the side of the road.
since we last recorded a freaking podcast?
Um, Charlie Kirk got shot. I didn't mean to laugh at that.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, but that definitely happened between last time that we recorded, I'm pretty sure.
I think we should recount like every event that happened in world history
It's
since the
um
last
So
time.
Trump
Trump kidnapped
endorsed
Maduro.
yeah, Trump endorsed Jake Paul for Congress. And no, that is not me kidding. That is not me making a bit. That did happen today.
Uh,
So that's something.
um, Someone screamed the N-word at the BAFTAs.
Yeah, that was the thing. We actually did not to plug my thing, but we did a Workshop of Humanity episode, me and Jared, and we went into extensive detail about that. It was actually a really interesting conversation. Um, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was
well, I mean, look, it is what it is. We just got really lazy, really busy. Um,
right.
when we weren't being lazy, and now we're here doing a
Mhm.
final predictions episode.
We are Oscar Mafia. We carry
Shut up. I don't want to hear this. Let's just get into this shit.
Okay,
We're gonna start from the bottom,
now we're
as per
here.
usual.
Or do you want to start from the top?
No, we're gonna start from the bottom.
Okay. But are we going to be exhausted when we talk about Best Picture? I
Are we gonna
think
what
we
now?
should.
I think
I
oh sorry.
I think to retain viewership and listeners, they want to hear about Best Picture first, and then we go down because
I
we
think
have to some of them faster that way. You know what I mean?
we should bounce from like best picture to best live action short.
I'm kind of
Best
into that.
No, no, we're doing this. We're doing this the old way. We're doing this the old way, the
Okay.
old-fashioned way.
Okay.
Okay, in that case though, maybe we should like have a set time for each small category so that we can leave lots of time for the big one.
I do agree
Um,
with you.
okay. Uh,
Well, some of these will speed by because we all have the same opinions.
That's true.
yeah. Well, live-action short film. Let's just start there.
Okay.
Butcher
I haven't
Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Sinkers, Two People Exchanging Saliva.
I haven't seen any of these yet, but I really want to see two
I've
people
seen
exchange
all of them.
saliva because
I've seen.
yeah, I really want to see two people exchanging saliva because I've had multiple people tell me in my personal life that that would be like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
happen.
sick.
It's easily my favorite of all 15 shorts.
Yeah,
I've
I think it'll win. I really have that winning right now.
I I don't know if I trust the Academy to vote for it.
Yeah, I'm
My
with you, George. I switched to something else.
Are we thinking of the same thing?
I th No, because I think you're gonna go with what Kyle went for, and I'm not on board with that.
Um, okay, wait. So my feeling is they would go is that the alternative is A Friend of Dorothy.
Yeah, I'm not on that. I have something else. But why do you
Is
think
it The
Friend of Dory?
Singers?
Yes.
Okay. See, A Friend of Dorothy is very light and sweet in a way that I don't like. Okay, I should preface this by saying I am very allergic to anything that is overly hokey, saccharine, just like sentimental to a point that's overbearing. It's why I'm not really a fan of Forrest Gump, for example. Just the type of sentimentality just kind of grates my nerves. It just doesn't
I'm
feel like it just feels forced to me.
this is
Please
not
do
the
not.
this is not going to be a podcast about Forrest Gump, but I do
Yeah,
disagree. that.
Do not
Um,
compare a friend of Dorothy to Forrest Gump. Oh my God.
oh,
I'm
Tristan
sorry.
got cheated.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy.
No, no, Forrest Gump is in a completely different league than this
Well,
short.
so here's my thing. That's why
No,
I
no,
think
no, no, no. We're moving on from this. You guys said we need to keep this
that's why
short.
no,
These
that's
categories
why
short.
that's why I don't like Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I think it's stupid and it's acting, right?
No,
But
we're not.
people
We're
like that
no,
movie too.
stop.
All right.
But
No, we're
Forrest
shutting that.
Gump,
No, we're
I
shutting
would.
this.
We
No,
are
we're
not
gonna shut.
turning this podcast into a Walter Mitty hate fest.
We're shutting this. Okay, we're shutting this conversation down. We're moving on. All right.
Saving Mr. Banks is the greatest film ever made.
I. But no, that like it's the kind of thing that kind of bothers me. But I see why it appeals to the Academy. The singers, I don't. I like is it like it's kind of like sentimental in a way, but in a way that doesn't bother me so much. And it's actually like it's actually like I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was actually really, really well done.
But I mean I didn't know that there were this many people who were pulling for the singers. I thought everyone was like it's two people changing their life versus a friend of Dorothy.
Oh,
I
could you guys say that that movie has sentimental value?
I am going to nuke Missouri tonight.
Jesus.
As you should.
I'll just call my boy Kim Jong-un. Um,
I
You guys dial.
I think out of all the films nominated, The Singer strikes a nice balance because two people exchanging saliva, I think is easily the best of the five. I went to see them in theaters, and one of the people I saw it with, he is not really a cinephile. We just kind of he was down for anything, and so we just brought him to watch the short films, My Brother's Friend, and his favorite was The Singers. And I think a lot of people in that audience seemed to really respond to that because you are right. It's kind of a mix of it is very cinematic. And it's got this like the way they capture that bar, I think is really interesting. It's got a real like feel to it and a real melancholy and there's truth in it. And you're seeing these men in a bar, right? All be vulnerable with each other and start singing and it's I think there's something really nice about that and something that everyone can enjoy and the music is great in that short um I think that one is just it strikes a nice balance for people who might find Dorothy too saccharine and for people that might find two people exchanging saliva a bit too weird. Because it does that short does kind of venture into like the Yorgos camp. I can see people finding it a little silly or
ironic that you're
weird.
saying that because there's a Yorgos Lanthimos film nominated for Best Picture this
And
year.
there was
That
one that
is
just won
true.
for Oscars. That's why I'm kind of going, hmm.
That's true.
I well, now that you say this though, and now that you say this, maybe the fact that there is like two possible alternatives to two people changing saliva means there's not like enough of a concentrated effort of vote to actually take it down and it just wins.
It's
It's
the one that I've
possible.
heard of. It's the one out of somebody who like I haven't watched these yet, and I do plan to at some point, right? Um, it's the one that I've heard about the most easily.
But
Easily.
that's also from like you're really in the cinephile space. Um
Yeah, that's fair.
the industry, I think Netflix is really pushing the singers.
Yeah.
But you're probably right that two people exchanging saliva is the front runner, and I'm just overthinking it. Because I hope it
Also,
wins.
what we've also seen in the past is sometimes is with the short films specifically. The one with the most memorable title will win the Oscar. That's happened several times.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's
The
true.
Singers, that's like not a very convincing title, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what is
Friend of
that? Like,
Dorothy isn't really either.
yeah,
No.
but two people exchanging saliva immediately makes you go, what? You know, like people
Yeah.
like the first one over
Although
there.
like I mean I guess there is the rule about the watching. Well, I guess, they could just not vote.
Yeah.
Hmm. I will here's what I'll do. I will just stick with two people and just like say, you know, fuck it, just cross my fingers and like hope for the best.
Yeah, it's for I think it's we're not going. I mean, this is a year where nobody's going for 24 for 24, right? Like,
I mean, I'm
uh,
not thinking I'm going to anyway.
yeah. So you know what? You might as well vote for the one that you want to win in some of these categories because it's close, right?
Yeah, you may as well, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
All
I'm
right.
going to people.
And Tristan's going for the singers. All right. We got
Yeah.
this.
And you're doing Dorothy? Or are you switching to two
No, I'm
people?
I'm sticking with saliva. I'm just gonna like
Okay. You guys convinced me. It's the best one. I'll
dude,
go
no, no, no,
Saliva's.
no, man. If you got a hunch, just stick with it.
I mean,
It,
look, but also we convinced you. We convinced.
yeah. I mean, I hope it wins. I like the singers. It's the second best in the category, in my opinion. But two people
Yeah,
exchanging salivas
almost
in a
by
complete
default because well, I mean,
yeah.
Butcher Stain I thought was good, but like Friend of
But
Dorothy and Jane Austen's period drama, I'm like, what are you guys doing
Butcher's
here?
That terrible animated short with the really weird drawings is apparently kind of sexist. I haven't seen any of these shorts
oh
yet
Well,
about that too.
we'll get
the
to
Three
animated short in a
Sisters
little
is
bit.
it's one of
Let's
the
get Doc Short
worst.
out of the way because this one's easy.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
fair enough.
all the empty rooms, armed only with a camera, life and death of Brett Renaud, Children No More, Myrna Are Gone, The Devil Is Busy, and Perfectly a Strange Mess.
Uh
This is, I think, the easiest of the shorts by a lot. I think,
Is it all the empty rooms?
yeah. I think this is pretty. I mean, knock on wood, right? Because I felt very confident in Oddly End last year, and that did not win.
Yeah.
But I think this one's a little bit different because it's just like like I don't know, it's got the most like impact.
and
Can you
I
I've
mean,
heard
none of these are light really, and they usually go for a light winner here. But this one like has like a sense of importance to it,
yeah.
and
can you
like
can you remind me what it's about?
so I don't know what the dude's name is, but he was the guy who would go on CBS and do the stories like to do like positive stories every week on CBS, before they, got
Oh,
bought by the Ellisons. And,
yeah, yeah.
well, they were always owned by the Ellisons, but whatever. You know what I mean.
I know what you
Uh
mean.
uh he's kind of like going around taking photos of the bedrooms of victims of school shootings.
Oh
Oh,
my
interesting.
God.
Yeah. That's the premise of it.
I mean, and this
And
is going to sound really morbid, but
it's done in a sensitive way. I would
yeah,
if that's the concern.
Yeah, it sounds no, insensitive.
But
But
it's done in a way that I think works. And it's surprising because the director of the short did a short a couple years ago that was nominated. That was really, really fucking just insanely A Stranger at the Gate, it was called.
oh
That was
yeah.
like that was like insanely like problematic. Just like it's just like Jesus Christ. Um but this one was actually good. I was impressed.
I've heard great things about it. Like I haven't heard a single bad thing about this one.
It's also
yeah,
Netflix. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, also, and again, this is a weird framing. I know, but there's other short films in the past that have been about school shootings in this category, and they usually win.
It
That's
is
definitely
true.
something that is
they often do, yeah.
But
the voter. You know what I mean? It's not apples and oranges for everything that's the same thing, but like it is something to just keep in mind.
I will say though, like almost every other short in this category is tackling a really important subject matter this year.
For
Because we have
sure.
one about Palestine, one about Ukraine. There's another one, right? That's important, George?
The Devil is Busy. Okay, yeah, so The Devil is Busy is like about a woman who is a security guard for an abortion clinic.
Yeah.
That is at risk because of a lot of far right protesters. Um, Children No More is specifically about Israelis who are protesting the genocide in Gaza. Um, that one is really just protest footage. In my opinion, doesn't it's just like it doesn't really do a whole lot other than it'll just show you protest footage. It doesn't really go into like why the protesters themselves are invested in doing this. Not that like, you necessarily need justification other than people are being carpet bombed by your country, but and you should object to that, but still like, for a film, it's like it doesn't really do enough. Armed Only with a Camera is about an American documentary filmmaker who was murdered in Ukraine um, by Russian gunfire, and it's about his career as a documentary filmmaker. But it's mainly about him, about like showcasing like his work,
Hmm.
but it doesn't really focus as much about him as a dude. And
Those don't tend to win.
yeah, and also like there's a scene where they show his body. You see like his actual dead body. His brother showing his dead body, and I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know. I kind of get like I hear his justification for it, but I don't know. Something about it still feels kind of icky. Kind of feels like when Erica Kirk showed Charlie's body on her social media. It's just kind of like, why are you doing this?
I literally thought the same thing. I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna
dude.
say
Yeah,
I literally the
it's
same
just like,
thing.
why are you doing this, dude?
you don't need to show that. You can get that same effect in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Devil is Busy is my favorite of these, which is ironic because I don't like The Perfect Neighbor very much, and it's the same director.
You
Um,
don't? I thought you just thought it was like good, but not great.
um,
You don't like it? That's
I
surprising.
think I gave it a 6. Um,
Wow. Tough critic.
I we'll talk about it when we get to that
Yeah,
category.
I don't
Uh,
understand how I can give that
Perfectly
movie.
Strange is like the only one that's not really about an issue. It's just donkeys vibing.
D Donkeys are an issue. They
Wait, but that's all.
deserve. Yeah, it should win, I think.
Imagine if
But
it
it's
did.
gonna be all the empty rooms, I think.
Yeah.
But imagine if like people are divided on which one of these subject matter is most important, and then Donkeys vibing wins because of it. It's like a four-way split vote.
But also
Justice for
people
EO, I guess.
well,
Yeah.
this is how we make up for not awarding EO.
Yes. That would be awesome.
All right, let's get to animated. This is the toughest one of these.
Oh yeah.
Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters.
The Three Sisters is gonna win Best Picture.
Uh, Imagine. If the Three Sisters wins, I might actually turn off the
It's
broadcast.
so bad.
I I will not watch the rest of it.
It's so bad.
It's literally one of the worst things I've ever
It makes
seen.
Total Drama Island, like the animation is so bad, it makes Total Drama Island look like Studio Ghibli.
Dude, it does. It honestly it was like a first draft of Caillou. And it's sexist. It's like
Yeah,
I might
I
give it
was
half
gonna
a star,
say.
honestly. Like the more I think
Yeah.
about it, I actually hate it.
Uh, I mean, thankfully, I think it's probably last place. Um,
Hopefully.
Retirement Plan, I don't really see the angle for either.
So I actually, when I did the predictions with Kyle, I said retirement plan, and he actually said the same thing. I think he bet on it on Kolshi. Now that
Of
I've
course
seen
he
it,
did.
I've seen it, and I've seen all of the short animated shorts now. Uh, I don't really see it. I think this is. Should I say which one, or are we still going through the shorts?
Well, I mean, he already went through them all, I think, right?
I've
Okay.
seen them all. Um,
I
The
I
Girl Who
think
Cried Pearls is easily the best, but I trust the Academy to vote for it even less than I trust them to vote for Two People Exchanges Saliva, to be honest with you. Um, it's very dark. It's stop motion. That does not do well here. Um,
it's
like
also I feel like in this category you have to be like really emotional or really cute, and it's neither.
yeah.
It's got almost like like a little bit of like a Coraline feel to it. It's a little spooky.
Mm.
I really like it. I think it's easily the best of
I
these.
think, yeah.
Actually, maybe not easily. There's
I
another one that's
mean,
really great here.
well, you're talking about, cute and emotional.
Yeah,
The one that fits that one the best is Evergreen.
I don't think
And,
that's gonna win though. It's
and
just too
that and but that
cliche.
and that one like well that one to me is like insane because it's insanely schmaltzy,
Yeah.
very preachy. Like I mean it's literally very preachy. Number one, it literally features a Bible verse at the very end of the film. And
But
number
it
two,
feels so
like it
random
is
that
like
they
it
did that.
like it does heavily allude to the prodigal son story in the Bible. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a Sunday school short. I feel like it really shouldn't be here, right? It's
No.
kind of like I feel I think the main reason it's here is because it's made by Disney animators, people who work for Disney, and but I don't know. It just has the ingredients to win. The only thing that really holds me back from that would really normally hold me back from it is the religious angle. If there were another alternative, I don't think I'd be predicting it, but because it just feels like the most like cutesy one here, I guess I'm going for it. Also, like it's silent, or well, not silent. It has no dialogue. It features animals.
So you're actually predicting this?
Yeah, I
Whoa.
am. Yeah, I'm actually predicting fucking for Evergreen. And like I wasn't gonna go this way, but then I saw Ryan Castleman's video on the shorts where he said something very similar. I saw a Fantasy Film Balls video. They said something very similar. And it just kind of swayed me that direction. Then Tristan, you told me the person you saw or not the person you saw the shorts with, but like someone you were sitting next to in the theater when you saw the animated shorts was weeping during this, and I was just like,
Yeah. I will say she was like an elderly woman, but like probably in her 90s. But
Yeah,
yeah.
elderly people always cry. It sucks. That was a joke.
yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's just like where I'm leaning towards right now.
So I'm gonna say Butterfly takes this. I think okay, it definitely doesn't have the cute angle. But it does have two things going for it. One, it's extremely visually impressive. Like
It
the way
is.
that they painted this entire film, and it's using different kinds of paint from like watercolors to pastels, and it's so cool, especially seeing it on the big screen. It really felt like I was at an art gallery and the painting was moving. But it's a story about the Holocaust, and there is a real emotional angle there. Um, and I think it's a tribute to like a real person's specific story. And the short is honored. Like I think they dedicated it to him. So I think it's got an important story. It's emotional and it's extremely well animated. And my brother just came back from seeing all the animated shorts, and he said that was by far his favorite. And I talked to another person who agreed and gave that one 5 stars. So people are really liking it. Um, I personally gravitated a little bit more to uh the 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 girl who cried pearls. But that is more narrative based. This one is like so visual. Even though it's telling a story, it's really about the way that the paint makes like the water ripple, and it's very cool. And I think that it's got a lot going for it. So I'll put my prediction down for Butterfly.
One
Yeah,
thing I'll say about this one is like it's in a foreign language. That doesn't tend to
Yeah.
that tends to do really poorly here. It actually tends to do poorly in live action too, ironically enough. But I'm Not a Robot did break that last year.
I
Um,
that's you're right, but it I feel like if a foreign language is going to do well, it's in French, and this is in French.
well,
also, it
so
does
is
have to
People Change
do.
Live. but like also like I'm not gonna risk predicting two foreign language shorts.
Yeah,
It
that's
also
fair.
does have to do with like kind of like right wing regime and like Nazism and stuff like Butterfly. And
Yeah.
I do think that'll help it as well.
I mean, it could. It's just like yeah, I don't know. None of these really make full sense as a winner, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Which
Yeah,
is
there's
why you
no
kind of didn't go for the one that you think will end up just being the most liked. And I think that's probably Butterfly. So I think I'd go Butterfly too.
There's no war is over this
Thank
year.
goodness.
I will say Butterfly is definitely more challenging than something like War is Over. It's very much about the visuals and you have to pay attention because like the characters are like being engulfed by the paint almost. So it's not like an easy film in the way that something like War is Over that just, extracts emotion from people who watch it. Um Not that it's good, but it's possible they do go with Forever Green because it is the easier film, but who knows?
When I watched the shorts the year that War is Over came out and I saw that one and it ended, I actually said out loud in theater, "What was that?" It like not even trying to get a reaction, like that's just legitimately what what I
It
said
is
out loud.
awful. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
it was really dumb. I don't
Justice for 95 cents, dude. Seriously.
I, I never watched the shorts that year. I should go back and watch it.
Yeah, no, you don't need to watch that one. You can skip it. It's ass.
it was
Um,
literally just like uh imagine like a B-rate studio doing a music video for the John Lennon song.
you know it was animated by the same company that does Fortnite.
That's great.
I
That's
love
wild,
that.
actually.
Yeah. Anyways. All right, we got our ducks in a row there, I guess. Two butterflies, one for evergreen, then
Mhm.
we'll see how it goes there. International feature. The Secret Agent from Brazil. It was just an accent from France. Sentiment of Value from Norway. Surat from Spain. And the voice of Hind Rajab from Tunisia.
I'll fill in what Kyle would say. Let's go Sarai, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, this one's interesting because I know that some people are trying to predict that the trajectory might actually be for the secret agent. But I'm still gonna go sentimental value, but I actually think it could go either way.
I do think it's close. I think it's close. I think there's something about the fact that the secret agent does feel a little bit more timely with its overt politics. Although that's not to say that like I think, like I mean sentimental value is dealing with generational trauma. Also like in that like one of their ancestors was tortured by Nazis.
Yeah.
Um and it does deal with that very directly. And that is in there. But I mean one thing about it, this is not really an Amelia Perez situation because with Amelia Perez, I think what happened is I think this is kind of a like I usually don't think that controversy affects a movie, but I think this probably was a rare instance where yeah, it kind of did. It kind of did tank the film's chances in this category in combination with I'm Still Here Surgeon.
And
And it was a genuine case of enough people thinking, well, it's already winning two. Secret Agent, yeah, or not Secret Agent. I'm Still Here. We got in picture, so I gotta watch it now. I had to watch it, and it is really really good. I think I may as well just go ahead and give it my vote.
I
And
also and maybe I was more in tune with the I'm Still Here movement because I was very much a part of that. Like I love that movie, but I do feel like that had like a bigger push from Brazil. Like that,
I,
not that
I, I don't know if I would say that.
the
I
secret
think
agent
Brazil Army is just as crazy.
maybe, but I feel like the that I'm Still Here had more of like a mainstream impact in Brazil. And maybe that's not 100%. Like I have a Brazilian neighbor who watched The Secret Agent and loved it. And loved I'm Still Here as well. But I do find that I'm Still Here was like everyone I know who's Brazilian, and I know a couple people, went out and saw that movie. Like even like people who are here whose like parents were born in Brazil watched that movie, but I don't know if it's necessarily having and it's possibly like I do think that I'm Still Here is more of a mainstream film, and um The Secret Agent is a little
You can
more
say
art
it's more
house skewing.
broadly appealing, but I don't know. I think The Secret Agent, I think like what makes it a little bit like different is I think there is the Secret Agent had more time to surge as a Best Picture part because it got into Best Picture drama at the Globes, and Wagner Moore got a Critics' Choice nomination, unlike Fernando Torres, and the film got more BAFTA nominations than I'm Still Here as well. It got into screenplay at BAFTA, and I mean it's had stuff there. It did win the Critics' Choice, although that won because of a really stupid rule that they implemented where sentimental value, because it was nominated Best Picture, could not be nominated international. Um,
Like, sorry, you were too good to be an
yeah,
international feature.
just bizarre. And so the only place where The Secret Agent actually beat sentimental value was the Golden Globes, which has a heavy Latin American voting body.
Here's the thing that I'm thinking through, right? It seems like sometimes with the foreign film, but just in the Oscars in general, the movie that has the heart will beat the movie that is the more headier film. And
Yeah,
Sentimental Value is definitely the heartier
I
film.
agree.
But because the same thing with I'm Still Here last year, that was a heartier film. You know what I mean? Like that movie is a lot more sweeping and sentimental than Secret Agent is, and it like resonated. Something
I
that I
mean,
will notice as well from the conversation I wanted to bring up. Today I was seeing a Variety article, and it was like, here are the movies nominated for Best Picture, and like the people who think like whatever is gonna win, right? And I think Secret Agent was like nine on the list, which like yeah, obviously that makes sense. The Facebook comments were all like, "The Secret Agent's the only good movie in the category." I love this movie. We love The Secret Agent. Go Brazil. The Secret Agent's my favorite movie. The Secret Agent. There was like more than one comment that said The Secret Agent will win Best Picture. These people are great. And I was
it's
like, what is
it's
happening?
it's
So
crazy.
I guess Brazil Army is still very strong.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I told you, dude. I told you.
yeah.
Although,
I was
it is
talking to a friend.
interesting.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend about this. I think that honestly we every time there's a Brazilian film that gets like buzz at an award season, we just got to put it in the best picture at this
Yeah.
point.
A
Yeah, I
Brazilian
think
film
it's
that
gonna
enters
I
awards season?
really
I
think it's
don't
gonna happen
know.
every year.
I think
What?
it depends.
Yeah.
I think that I love what Brazil is doing. I think it's so cool that
I
they're
think
like backing these art house
Brazil, I
films.
think,
Yeah.
it's going to depend on the film still. I don't think every Brazilian movie that gets popular is automatically going to find its way into the
No.
Well,
picture.
And
But
if it's like I'm Still Here, The Secret Agent, like if it's like an acclaimed movie,
sure,
I
but
don't think
like,
their
it
Avengers
still has to
Endgame is
get the
gonna get, you know
nominations
what I mean?
first.
But
but also from what I understand, like I'm Still Here, and by extension The Secret Agent as well, the the way they're tackling the dictatorship in the 70s, it started a real movement in Brazil because they just went through this again with Bolsonaro. And apparently there were
Even
people,
though both films came out under Lula.
yeah, but I think there was there's actually people from the younger generation. I heard Fernando Torres talking about this, how the younger generation actually wanted the dictatorship back. And there were people that were younger people who were like really going for Bolsonaro. And then these two films came out to remind people of history and what happened under the dictatorship and how, anyone who had any sort of left-leaning politics were basically eradicated by the government. So it apparently started a huge movement in Brazil, and that's part of the reason why people are so passionate about these films, because it made real change over there. It was um, like it had a real positive impact.
Yeah. It is interesting for Secret Agent because it is dealing with the same. I mean, not only is it from the same country as I'm Still Here, obviously, and that hasn't happened in like 40 plus years, but it's dealing with the same subject matter as I'm Still Here, although in very different styles and forms. And Tristan, I know you're going to disagree with this very heavily. I think The Secret Agent is a better movie.
Ah,
Um,
I 100% agree.
ah,
uh,
Yeah, I 100%
I,
agree.
no.
I but wait, I don't know. I feel like
This
two winners are not the same. And again, it's very they're still two very different films. But like I feel like they're gonna deal with something very different. Like I'm Still Here is not similar that similar thematically to the Zone of Interest, right? Like they're both dealing with fascism, but they're dealing with it in ways that are not very similar. Um, and Zone of Interest is dealing with things of fascism, sort of like All Quiet on the Western Front did, but that is not. But again, in a very different way from what All Quiet on the Western Front was doing. And then, of course, Drive By Car didn't really have uh themes related to fascism. It was much more, about the personal, the internal issues. And Another Round was similar to that, but again, very different styles. You kind of see
oh,
where I'm
I
going with this,
I
right?
was
Just
wondering how any of these related, but they all won Best International Feature.
But no, but you see what I'm saying, right? Like usually the winner of is different substantially from what won last year.
Yeah. Um, I think okay, this is totally off topic. I think I'm Still Here is the OK Computer to the Secret Agent's Kid A. Would you guys agree?
Oh,
Please
elaborate. Wait,
stop
actually,
talking.
please. No, 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 no. George, I actually need him to elaborate on this for a second because I'm completely lost.
I
Just
just think oh,
Explain
they're
this.
obviously not the same band, but they're from the same country and same subject matter. And I just think that um I'm Still Here is just you know exactly what it's going for, but it's perfectly executed and it's also um it's very complex in its own right, but it's you could watch that movie once and know exactly what it's about and what it's going for and get the themes. Whereas I think The Secret Agent is a bit more free flowing and you might not get all of that the first time around, but you kind of swim in it like you swim in the Kid A. It's more fluid.
Okay. Oh,
Do you
sure.
agree? And then
Sure.
whatever comes out next from Brazil is going to be their amnesiac. But we'll
Well, then
see.
it's
Oh
gonna
my God,
suck.
dude! Why are we doing this? Oh my
That's why
God!
they're not going to get a Best Picture nomination next time or the
Yeah,
time after that because it'll be their Hail to the Thief, which
yeah,
will be
which
a
would
little
also
better.
suck.
Yeah, and then they'll have their In Rainbows. We'll get to that
Okay, so then that might win Best Picture.
potentially.
Yeah. Well, wait, what's the Brazilian film that's the Bins? Because that would be the best one.
That's what I'm trying to think. What was like the big Brazilian film before I'm Still Here?
The
I'll look
Shakira.
into it.
City
City
of
of
God,
God.
probably.
Oh,
City of
City of
God
God's
is
definitely
it's definitely the
the Bins.
Vens. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. And
yeah.
but what's there at Pablo Honey? Central Station?
You see, I like Pablo Honey. I'm a Pablo Honey. So
Or maybe the Motorcycle Diaries, but that came after.
look,
City of
Yeah, I was
God.
gonna say.
look. My hot take is I would rather listen to Pablo Honey again than like Amnesiac or Hail to the Thief.
Uh, I think the best songs on Pablo Honey are maybe better than the best. No, I like Hail to the Thief, but Amnesiac I think's a mess.
It's a B-sides for Kid A. They literally have said that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
I, I also like I this is like very, very, very anecdotal, but like there was a photo that I saw, I think it was on Reddit. Um, it was like at some movie theater in England. They had the Best Picture nominees, and they had a bunch of like really long tubes, almost like you see in Ryan Castleman's videos, but like longer, like touching the floor. And they had like posters of the Best Picture nominees. Basically, you could drop a marble in them or a piece of candy, and you say like, "This is my favorite." And like the top two, were the ones that you know are the top two, one battle after another in centers. But number three was Sentimental Value, and it wasn't far behind them. It was like pretty close. And so people definitely do like really respond to that movie.
yeah, for
And
sure.
I mean, the thing is, it's got the most acting nominations of any international film, which I mean is not really it's kind of a tallest kid in the kindergarten contest to be fair, but also like it is kind of impressive that it
Yeah.
managed to
Mhm.
do to do that. And it got an editing nomination that most people weren't predicting it to get. It didn't get the BAFTA longlist for editing. It was probably number six in casting, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's a top five movie and picture. Joachim got in director. The movie swept the European Film Awards. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with sentimental value.
I'm also gonna stick with sentimental value. I think um Secret Agent winning the Golden Globe, a lot of that had to do with how South American heavy the Golden
Yeah.
Globe voting body is at this point. I also think that movie was surging right at that time. It surged just enough to get the Best Picture nomination, but I do think if I were going to rank them based on likelihood of winning Best Picture, it would be like 9 or 10. Whereas I think Sentimental Value is in that top five. It's a film everyone's seen, and it's a film everyone likes. So I'm going to go with Sentimental Value.
Me
Yeah,
too. I would also just be like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I am a converted Secret Agent fan. It's a very good film. Um, but I would be really bummed if Sentimental Value missed it.
Yeah.
Um, because
yeah.
it's just like I needed to win something that night. Um, it's just such like I mean like
I
it's
mean, it
probably my
should be winning
still my
supporting
second
actor
favorite movie.
and supporting actress.
100%, but that's just not happening. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's so unfortunate, but yeah, I agree 100%.
I just need Joachim to make a speech. And I said this on the podcast with Kyle, but I don't agree with the whole thing that if a filmmaker wins Best International Feature, they haven't won an Oscar and it goes to their country. I think that's a ridiculous rule.
Uh,
I know that's technically the thing, but I feel
They
like
should change it. They should fucking
most
change that
I,
shit.
I don't go by that. I think if a filmmaker gets up there and gets to make a speech, then they've won the Oscar.
Yeah,
And
but they should also get to keep their award.
but I think some of
Well, I
them
mean, they
do.
do, unless the country asks for it. But
Yeah.
the Oscars should just change that rule anyway.
And if the
Yeah.
country asks for it, they put it in like a museum and it's got the name of the director's film on there. I think it's
But that's a recent change, though.
within what, like the past 10 years? Or is it like
Yeah, like
recently?
past 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's also because like I don't know if you guys have gone back and looked at the international category, but it used to be like crazy. Like I think Amelie wasn't nominated, but it got like six nominations in other
It was
categories.
nominated, just didn't win. And that was
Yeah.
because the rules were only the international branch could actually vote in that category.
Yeah, which is was
Which
a
which if that was the case this year, I would probably predict the secret agent.
I
Yeah.
mean, Amelie's a bad movie anyway, so it's fine if it.
I thought so on my first watch, but I came around on it.
All right.
Documentary feature.
All right.
Yeah, Alabama solution. Come see me in the good light, cutting through rocks. Mr. Nobody gets Putin, the perfect neighbor.
I think by default I'm gonna go Perfect Neighbor, but I Putin could upset me.
I'm also going with the perfect neighbor. I don't really believe in the Putin thing. Here's the thing, I don't think this category is all that great this year.
So I haven't seen the Putin movie. That's a crazy thing to call it. What is it called?
It's even more
Mr.
mid than
Putin?
perfect neighbor if you can believe
I haven't
it.
seen the Putin movie.
But I mean, I feel
Sorry,
like
I'm five.
Navalny was like the best version of that we could have possibly like that movie was incredible, and this doesn't seem to be getting the same reception. Um,
It's very like kind of basic like um oh well, you know the real war is fought in the classroom type of thing, right?
yeah.
And it's just like it just doesn't really like fully reckon with that with the impending fascism of Putin. And I don't know, it's just like it's not really something that works for me for that reason. Um
So you could say it's a moon-shaped pool to Navalny's in rainbows.
God, dude, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. No, no,
Could
no.
say it's you could say it's Weezer's The Blue Album to their Pinker.
We're not
Yes.
doing this shit again. Perfect Neighbor, as I said before, I'm also not really that big of a fan of. I I don't like how sensationalized and true crime it is, even though it is very well made. Um, I also think I maybe this is a bad take, but I kind of think it lets the cops off a little too easy. Uh, Cause like they kept getting calls about how this woman kept badgering these kids and saying racist shit towards them and threatening the mom and all this stuff, and they didn't do shit. And then
Hmm.
the mom, spoiler alert, got murdered by this old white lady, and the cop didn't do anything. And so it's like they're kind of partly responsible for it, and the movie kind of let them off too easy. So I don't know. that that
You think
that's
it's
how I felt about
propaganda?
it. I felt a little bit gross about it, but it is very well made. Um,
I
but
thought it
but
was really, really good.
I think it just has like it lost PGA to a movie that's not nominated for the Oscar. It lost DGA to a movie that's not nominated for the Oscar. Yeah, I lost the BAFTA, but like that same movie that won the BAFTA also lost PGA, so not really in a good position either. And it won the Indie Spirit Award. It won the Ace Eddie Award. It won Critics' Choice Award for documentary. It's got the most wins overall. I don't really see a reason to go against it. So yeah, I mean I don't know. I just go Perfect Neighbor.
I kind of want to go Mr. Nobody against Putin because all season long it's felt like a perfect neighbor has become more and more vulnerable. But I don't think Mr. Putin, sorry, Mr. Nobody against Putin. I don't think that that seems like that strong of an option. Like it's not like that's a unanimously acclaimed film. It's a tough one. I'm actually I'm gonna go Mr. Nobody against Putin.
I'm defaulting to Perfect Neighbor.
Beating out mid with more mid.
No, The Perfect Neighbor I thought was really good. I agree with you a little bit about the cop stuff, but I don't think it totally lets them off the hook. I think they look a
Yeah.
little stupid. They look a little bumbling. And I think that this it's also it's not really focusing on the cops' involvement all that much. And it does look like they were a bit ambivalent, like they didn't really nip the issue in the butt when they were supposed to,
That's
and
not
deal
really an
with her.
excuse.
No,
Ignorance
it's
is not
not.
an excuse.
It's not an excuse, and I don't think the movie is making an excuse for them. But it's also
I
not, it's
don't
not
know,
really
dude.
about the
I'm
cops.
just not. I'm just no. I can't with it. Um, it's very well made, but I'm just not. I'm not. I'm really not crazy about it.
That's fair.
But I mean, I feel like I was going crazy with Matt talking shit about No Other Land last year. So I don't know. Maybe this is what I get.
Wait, Matt didn't like No Other Land, or you didn't like it?
Matt.
Oh,
No, No Other Land was like I was really pulling for that. I was like it was I was saying like there are two like if No Other Land doesn't win documentary and Mikey Madison doesn't win actress, I'm gonna lose my mind. Uh,
and both
at
won.
the Oscars,
Guess
and
what? Spoiler
thankfully,
alert.
thankfully, both of those categories went my way. But yeah, um, just insane. All right, well, how about we go to an extremely easy category: animated feature, Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters. We can stop right there, but I'm gonna keep going anyways. Little Amelie, Zootopia 2.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I was about to make an argument for something else, and I went, wait, no.
Yeah, you, exactly.
Yeah, you just really can't.
Yeah,
If we had like, here's my thing that I will say. If there was a flow this year, it could still win, but there's just not.
well, yeah, but like the thing about it is that K-pop was like won like the same critics awards that floated last year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
It's just
biggest
like,
thing.
there just wasn't room for it.
Also,
Yeah, there's
what did
like
Flo beat? Was it the Wild Robot?
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think the Wild Robot was the phenomenon. I think it's much better than K-pop Demon Hunters, but I
same.
don't think it was
I
the
mean, I agree with
phenomenon
that.
that
Yeah,
K-pop was.
No, no, no.
K-pop was,
It wasn't.
yeah,
No, K-pop's one of the most viewed movies of all time. It's
yeah,
one of the most
exactly.
seen
Yeah,
movies ever made. Which is crazy the thing how that thing took off, right? Um,
yeah.
yeah,
The
but
power of K-pop.
yeah, power K-pop. Yeah, and I think that's how it just swipes this like win, right? I mean,
yeah,
Zootopia 2 is also very widely seen, especially from international markets. But again, K-pop just kind of took over the pop culture mitosis in a way that Zootopia 2 actually even didn't, even though it's the highest grossing movie of last year. That's the only thing I could see being an upset, but it's not going to happen.
I,
yeah.
d-
It really just like yeah. I mean, Zootopia 2, I guess it did win the BAFTA, but K-pop wasn't eligible at
Yeah,
BAFTA, so
if if you vote Zootopia 2 on Kalshi and you got that win, you could probably buy a house. Like
actually,
legit.
hold on a second. I'm gonna go look this up.
kind of want to do that now.
I'm looking it up. Oh, on call sheet. I'm gonna. God damn it.
But
God-
I don't,
This is not a promotion for call sheet, by the way. Please do not gamble.
Yeah, we don't
I am not
support
promoting
gambling.
gambling on this podcast.
Except for Kyle. Kyle's fine if he gambles.
Yeah. Let Kyle do that. Let's see.
He's an expert. Don't try this at home.
Zootopia 2 is going for 7%. It's going for 7 cents on call sheet right now.
Wow.
So yeah, you probably win like yeah, you probably win a lot of money if that win at that one.
Yeah. I'm buying a yacht.
Oh God. Okay.
How much
All
money
right.
would you make if you voted for like Elio and it won?
With Elio, you can buy it for 1 cent.
should I
Wow.
put like $5 on LAO?
Dude, don't do that, please.
You're just
No,
you're just spending $5 at that point for
you're
no
just gonna
reason.
waste money.
Yeah, there's no way.
Oh
Even though
God.
Elio, good movie. Watch it, y'all.
I
It's
think it's better than K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I actually
Battle of the Mid. Battle of the Mid.
to me
Ethan's
the
good.
I think every movie here is better than K-pop Demon Hunters. The only one I could it's Arco and K-pop I think are close, but the
Well,
rest I
Oh,
would
I
put way
liked
above.
Arco actually.
Tristan, you said that like Zootopia 2 is like in your top five of last year, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
It's
I
good.
also
I thought it was good too.
I loved Little
It's good.
Amelie as well.
I think next year I'm gonna be just pumping up hoppers, dude. When
I
it's
think
nominated here, inevitably.
I wonder if Toy Story 5 is going to be like really amazing.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it'll get nominated because it's a Toy Story movie and they love that, But like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the tide shifts next year. It's gonna be really interesting to see if it actually wins or not.
Mm, we'll see. Yeah.
It's Andrew Stanton, so I have hope.
Well, one easy category onto another. Speaking of K-pop Demon Hunters, song "Dear Me"
Uh,
from Taya Warren Relentless,
yeah, that's gonna win.
Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, "I Lie to You" from Sinners, "Sweet Dreams of Joy" from Viva Verdi, and "Train Dreams" from Train Dreams.
So
I
this,
mean,
it's not. I'm gonna say it, it's not impossible for I Lied to You to win
I
this.
mean, yeah, if you want to bet on like Sinners like really, really sweeping, you can go for "I Lie to You," but
Here's what I will say: if I Lied to You wins Best Original Song, it won Best Picture.
yeah, I would agree with that.
100%. That's
But
the first indication of the night.
I my feeling about it, I mean, not only has Golden won the Golden Globe and the Critics' Choice, which to me is enough to be like, okay,
Yeah,
you're just gonna win. It um was nominated for the Grammy for Song of the Year.
yeah,
Song of the Year. Now, some people are like, oh, but it didn't win Song of the Year. It didn't win Song of the Year. It's a movie song. Movie songs don't usually win that category anyway.
yeah.
Uh,
Like
that-
it's fine. That's fine.
that's
Yeah,
point number one. Point number two, it won in the Song for Visual Media category against three center songs,
yeah,
including I Lie to You. And it's like I think it's the most popular song to ever be nominated in this category, literally of
yeah.
all time. It's more
I
popular
mean,
than Shallow. It's more popular than Let It Go. It gets fucking radio play. Like I hear it in fucking public like almost every day at this point.
yeah,
It's literally everywhere. Like I just don't like if this were last year against El Mal, I would be more willing to buy I Lied to You. But against Golden, I just can't.
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's so visible. It couldn't be more visible if it tried.
And look,
It
I like the
totally
song fine. Like I think I Lied to You is a better song. I like Golden fine, but it's like, yeah, just what it is.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Again, I think if we just have a blowout for centers, there is that was my only point. I have Golden on my list. Like, I think
I
it's gonna
mean,
be
you can make
dog
that
shit.
argument about Sinners in almost any category that it's in. I wouldn't say every single one, but almost.
Yeah, no,
But
it's true. A lot of them
I I
definitely.
I also don't think it's gonna go 16 for 16 in any
No,
world.
not at all.
It's just yeah.
It's not gonna pull a Return of the King. One battle is just too powerful for that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also like there's just some categories where it just wouldn't really make that much sense to win anyway, at least for me.
Yeah. Well, I just think it just depends on if if we tune in and we're like, oh man, I guess the Academy really loved Sinners. You know what I mean? Like we know that they loved it, but just how much did
Right,
they? It's
right,
gonna
right,
be
right,
interesting.
right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Sinners, original score. Talk about easy categories.
Yeah, yeah, that one's over.
Begonia,
We can
Frankenstein,
pack it
Hamnet,
in.
one battle after another, and Sinners. I mean, I want Johnny Greenwood to win. I actually do prefer one battle score the Sinners score, but I'm not going to complain.
I don't know. I high key disagree, but that's fine.
Yeah, I
I
disagree
mean,
as well.
I, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not complaining about it because I think Sinners score rips. I'm just. It's just a personal preference.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's fair. Look, my choice in the category didn't even get nominated. So
Yeah, yeah. Marty Supreme should definitely be here. I think Sriracha
like
should be
what?
here.
Oh,
Um,
that is. I mean I think I explained this. That is maybe my least favorite Oscar snub in the last 10 years. Is the Marty Supreme score not being there? I
It's
I'm just
legitimately
glad
cannot
F1
condone
didn't
that
get
boils my
nominated.
blood. What?
I said I'm just glad F1 didn't get nominated.
Fair.
Fucking
But like,
Celtics Hans ass, you know.
yeah, no, I agree with you with the F1 score. And I saw that movie, I was like, what is he doing? He's sleepwalking through
Yeah,
history.
exactly.
But anyway,
I think it's top tier. I
No.
it's so good. Okay, run on a treadmill and listen to that score on full blast. It's epic. It makes
No.
you feel like you're in a
Dude,
car.
I'm not gonna do that shit on full. Who listen? Bro, listen to shit on full blast. Like I think people who listen to shit on full blast are insane. Honestly,
That's I do. I listen to Black Midi on full blast, and then I put
Black Midi. Oh my God, you need to put a fucking straight jacket. I'm sorry.
I put Black Midi, and then I queue up the F1 score so that I can go
that's
right from.
wait, that's the most Tristan core thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Wait, I just like okay, I'm imagining Tristan seeing you on a treadmill and being like, "What are you listening to?" Like a TikTok bit, and you show him your phone and it's "Holy Holy" from Coroni Green.
That's literally what I do.
Oh man, that's good stuff. Yeah, this is Sinners. So what are we still doing?
Yeah, it's sinners.
What the hell
It's
else do I have
so
in my
Jover.
fucking? Oh yeah, Testament of Anne Lee, but that didn't get shortlisted because
Oh, dude, that score is so good.
the Academy fucking lame.
I think I have that in my personal lineup for like best score. That score is amazing.
It's so good.
I
But
would I
how
would honestly give that movie best cinematography as well, but whatever.
same. And best actress and best costume design.
You don't
Best
even like the
Picture.
movie.
And Lee? Oh, I watched it again and I it grew on me.
Yeah.
It was done so dirty this season. Um, all right, another easy category: visual effects. Avatar: Fire and Ash. Avatar: Fire and Ash. Avatar: Fire. Okay, I'm not gonna copy Next Best Picture's
Uh,
joke
okay,
anymore.
I will say with every one of these categories, there is a
F1, Jurassic
slight
World
chance for
Rebirth, The
sinners,
Lost
but
Bus, and
it's gonna be
Sinners.
enough time. If how much money would you make if you predicted the loss of bus correctly?
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm doing this.
How much is it worth?
Less than 1%. You can buy it for 2 cents.
Can I buy it for 2 cents?
Do it.
Sinners is 6 cents, F1 is 4 cents, and then Jurassic World is 1 cent. I mean that is how like ridiculously locked this category is, even with Avatar not being nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, but those movies are just like a done deal. I will say I do feel a little sorry for visual effects societies since this is like every year it's either Avatar or Dune. It just kind of seems unfair for the other movies.
This year might be a little bit different. Project Hail Mary might give
Yeah,
genuinely give Dune a run for its money.
yeah, I think that could happen actually for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially with that 70 millimeter IMAX like push out for that movie is really them. I think really testing the waters on that scale.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get a cinematography push too, and I mean, Greg Fraser's attached to it, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like even between like Sinners and F1, I don't even know what makes more sense as number two. Like Sinners, I guess because of Best Picture, but F1 probably would make more sense as a winner.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I really don't know.
I think I but yeah, Avatar visual effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound. So you got F1, Frankenstein, One Battle for the Other Sinners, and Seurat.
For sound, this is actually a slightly difficult one. Does that make
It's
sense?
I think it's less locked than the others, but I'm still pretty strongly leaning one way.
Okay. Which way are you leaning? Are you leaning Sinners?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you leaning Sinners?
Oh, yes, I am leaning cine. Oh, for sound? Uh,
Yeah.
it's difficult. I think it's like I want to say F1 because it's been the front runner all year long, but didn't Sinners won the Sound Society, right?
Okay, so your F1 has won the Critics' Choice for sound. It
Yeah.
won the Association of Motion Picture Sound, which is basically the British equivalent of all the sound guilds, right?
Mhm.
It won BAFTA and it won Cinema Audio Society, which is for sound mixers. You get to Motion Picture Sound Editors Guild, and there's like three film categories. There's like for music, ADR, then Foley. Foley is like considered like the most important one. Music goes to Sinners, which I mean, I feel like that's kind of a duh, right? Because, you know, the movie's literally about music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, ADR also goes to Sinners, which is interesting, but it's whatever. But the main category doesn't go to either Sinners or F1. It goes to Frankenstein.
Oh, weird.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean,
Based on that, I'm gonna continue going for
yeah,
F1.
that's why I continue with F1. If Sinners had won the Foley Award, I that is where I would be like, hmm.
Hmm.
And I do think it is like not impossible that a Sinners win could happen here, and it would be like a potential canary in the coal mine for like, okay, maybe it could win picture, but I still think it will probably be F1.
Here's my thing. I think F1's gonna at least win one award because like why on earth was that like hyped enough to get into Best Picture if there weren't people who were really
Yeah,
passionate?
yeah, that's the other thing
Yeah.
too, right? Because that is that
Yeah.
because it's mid as fuck, number one.
Yeah.
But, but number two, I mean, like it just is like the sound movie, right? Like Top Gun Maverick in a way. I mean, it's the same director, right? But like, I I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Sinners. I mean, the people. I do know that there are people, even some fans of Sinners, who have complained about the movie's mixing. I don't
Which
really
is kind
share
of
those
true.
complaints, but some people have like complained about the way that movie is mixed in certain
Okay.
sequences.
I'm gonna, I'm
And
gonna, I'm gonna say it right here. Maybe this is gonna be a little uncouth to say, all right? Some people who have been just talking lately about like, ooh, this movie wasn't mixed well. I'm like, maybe it's you. Maybe you just can't hear well. It happens.
I
What's
mean, to be
happening?
honest,
Get a hearing
I
aid.
have tinnitus. I have chronic tinnitus, but I didn't have that big of an issue. I mean, I had big of an issue with some dialogue, right? But I have that with most movies, to be honest. So I can't really levy that criticism against it. I
Yeah.
just know from like some people, even some of the movie's biggest fans, right? Who are like, yeah, I don't know if I would give that the sound award because like there are some scenes that are not like amazingly mixed or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, sure.
I mean, look, if it was up to me, I would be giving this award. The award would be going to Seurat because that's just the most like creative use of sound. But that has no chance, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
it
guess
just happened to be.
Frankenstein is in third place now because it won the NPSE. But
Yeah, but there's nothing like the Frankenstein's sound is really good, but there's nothing that inventive about it.
I mean, like the opening sequence on the ship, like it does, like I kind of get why it would win the Foley Award because like there is like you get the creaking of the ship and the gunshots and the when the monster is like slamming people across the room and everything.
I'm gonna be so real with you. This will never happen, okay? But next year, Hopper's best sound
It
should
could.
happen. It's it won't, but like that'd be a cool nomination. That's all I'm saying.
We're also, in retrospect, it probably does make sense. Honestly, that F1 didn't win at NPSC because it is a very heavily mixing. It's very heavy on mixing as opposed to editing for
Yeah.
sound. Uh, and what that probably tells me is that F1 would in split categories, F1 would easily win mixing, but sound editing would be a little bit more competitive, and they might go with something like Frankenstein. I mean, Sound of Metal had a very similar situation where it swept everything else except MPSE fully, and that went to, of all movies, Trial of Chicago 7,
Hmm.
which that one makes less sense than Frankenstein to me, honestly.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure. That like what was going on there?
yeah, uh,
Yeah, we're F1, I think.
yeah, it's probably just F1, and we're overthinking it.
Hmm.
But Sinners is number
Yeah.
two, I think, and then I would probably put Frankenstein three.
Yeah.
One Battle in Surat. Good luck. Then we go to production design. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners.
Uh, I know like the gut instinct is just to immediately go Frankenstein because of the scale of it, but I actually think this one could go to Sinners.
I think it's gonna be Frankenstein.
I gotta
Um,
agree with that.
I want to go with the upset. I'm gonna go Sinners.
I mean, you can go with that. I think there is
I think Brett might be right, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I think if Frankenstein loses one of these awards, it's going to be production design.
Oh, I don't agree with that, honestly. I think costumes and makeup are more likely losses.
Not makeup. No
No
way.
makeup. Yeah, I
No
would agree.
way.
Okay,
But
maybe not makeup, but costumes is definitely, I think, more likely a loss.
well,
I
and
do.
to be fair, you could because I don't think Sinners will sweep them both. And the costume designer on Sinners is like beloved. It's the same woman that did the
Well,
one
I
for
mean,
Buffy.
we'll talk about her in a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's the
But
thing with Frankenstein with this category, and I guess all of the Frankenstein win categories. I just like I don't really like think there's a good reason to predict against it. Even like even if you want to say, oh Sinners like Sinners upset, Sinners surge, Sinners upset, Sinners surge, Sinners upset. Like I don't really think it's enough because even like
well, it does seem like
in
they tend
Critics
to go
Awards though.
more on production design. The more production design, it's usually what they go for, right? I feel like that's been a trend.
But like the most Frankenstein has more wins overall, has way more wins overall, right? And just in terms of like precursor wins.
Okay,
But
I'm gonna go with Frankenstein because I think for costumes I'm gonna go Sinners. I think I'm gonna change it.
I mean, go ahead and try that, buddy. Go ahead and try that. I don't know. For me, I am. I mean, it's like when you saw the stills for the movie. You look at those and you're like, how do you go against it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
don't
that's
know.
what I'm saying. I'm going production design Frankenstein. I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
but what I'm saying is like I'm not really a believer in and there's upsets here in these three categories. These three, along with visual effects, are probably the least likely places for it to upset, in my opinion.
yeah.
I just well I there's maybe a couple other categories in order to I just don't really buy it. I'm not really like these have been like the Frankenstein categories all year. Even people who don't like Frankenstein are saying like, yeah, but the costumes, yeah, but the production design, yeah, but the makeup. It's just like, yeah. I don't really think it's a race. Like I get Babylon lost, but like it wasn't a Best Picture nominee, so I don't care about that.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and move on to makeup here. You get Frankenstein, Kakuho, Sinners, The Savage Machine, The Ugly Stepsister. It's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Yeah. That one's a done deal.
Yeah. Sinners did win a couple of awards here in competition with Frankenstein, but Frankenstein still won the most important one, which is prosthetics. And ultimately, it won at here, and it beat Sinners in that category. And ultimately, it won Critics' Choice. It won um BAFTA. And of in not to like fully take this seriously, but you go look in the anonymous ballots. This is by far the biggest blowout of the Frankenstein categories in the anonymous ballots.
Oh yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
it's just cleaning up. Like even like Singer's Best Picture voters are still saying Frankenstein for makeup. So yeah.
Yep. It's done, so we're good. It feels good. We're all good. Next one.
Uh Film editing. F1, Marty Supreme, One Battlefield, Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
You said editing, right?
Yeah, it's editing.
I would go one battle.
One battle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Sinners beating F1 at Aces is impressive, I agree. But I don't think a lone Ace one has ever beat Ace and BAFTA put together. I think that's just a combination that's too strong, especially for a film that has like swept picture director and screenplay precursors. Yeah, I feel like it's just
Also, the big component about
yeah.
one battle after another is everyone agrees that's like a really fast 3 hour movie. That usually helps with editing. Like that usually helps.
Yeah, very fast paced despite its long run time. I think that is a very good case for it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy.
Someone
Um
on my film club said that the secret agent was really fast paced, and everyone in the room went, "What are you talking
I mean,
about?"
it has sequences that are actually
Yeah.
not very slow paced at all, though.
That is fair. That is fair. But she's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this was kind of fast paced." And we're like, "Whoa, oh, that's interesting. Can you elaborate on that?" And that's essentially what she was saying. She was like, "It's just like things happen really fast sometimes, and it would slow down." And we're like, "Yeah, no, that's totally
yeah.
yeah."
Um, let's see, costume design, Avatar, Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty's Premium Sinners. So I
Instead
guess
of
just to go with the point about with Sinners here, and like because yes, Ruthie Carter is a very well-respected costume designer, and for good reason. And she did pull it off for Black Panther, to be fair. So it's not like she hasn't done this before.
twice, right?
But
Did you win for the second one too, or am I crazy?
well, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Um, the only thing that I would say to that is she won Critics' Choice for that still, and she lost to Frankenstein for this at there and at BAFTA and at the Guild. So I don't know. That's kind of difficult for me to argue with. Frankenstein also just has more costumes. Like it just has the most work of all the nominees here. The
But
most.
but in Sinners, one of them's wearing a blue hat, and one that has a red tie.
I agree that Sinners has showy work,
Yeah.
but if we're comparing like the amount of work in the two movies, it's not even close.
Well, here's what I'm going to argue. Right, Michael
Okay.
B. Jordan's playing two characters in this, and a big component about why that works is because of the costumes.
I mean, you could say that's kind of the makeup too, but we're not predicting it for makeup.
I guess so, but like, hairstyling is involved in that, so I guess.
I
But like, I don't know.
I feel like the two costumes, yeah. Although I feel like the characters' Smoke and Stack's costumes are not that different outside of the colors. I feel like they're fairly similar and like yeah, like it's enough to tell them apart, obviously, but like style, it's the same style, right? Like you're not. I don't know. For me, it's just it's like I would I the only reason I would think I could think of for Frankenstein winning is a Sinner's Surge. And it could be like if it wins on a night, it's either winning Best Picture or it's extremely close to winning Best Picture.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm going Sinners. I really am.
I mean, look, man, I'm not gonna make you change your prediction. I'm just telling you why I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Frankenstein, I think, but I think Sinners is number two.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not number two. What else would be number two? Fucking Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Kokukuo. Wait, what is that called? I really hope that wasn't offensive. I'm sorry. Kokukuo. I'm so sorry. I'm
Uh,
gonna leave now. See
uh,
y'all later. Have a good
I
night.
will say it is kind what's kind of disappointing about uh Sinners, and this doesn't have to do with Ruthie Carter, to be fair. It has to do with the person who did the concept art. And also to be fair, this was just like someone found out about this today, so it's not like it affected the voting, but like they found out that the concept artist for the Sinners costumes used AI.
Oh,
Oh,
So yeah, eesh. I don't. I mean, thankfully it wasn't Ruthie Carter herself, so she's not really at fault for it. But yeah,
hmm. Well, so I'll argue that if AI was only used as inspiration for the costume, then like whatever.
I
But like when
agree.
it's used as the template, you know what I mean? It gets a little complicated there. But also just like the less AI we use, the better. So
yeah. I think it's just really that does seem like what it is to me, which I agree is like more fair. And so like I'm not trying to like I don't know like I think it's wrong either way personally, but like I'm not trying to like cancel this woman either.
mhm.
The concept artist. I want to be very clear. Ruthie
Yeah.
Carter is not the concept artist for the is not the concept artist, even though she is the designer.
Mhm.
Those are two different roles. Anyways, not to harp on that too much. Cinematography. Frankenstein, Mark Supreme, one battle after another, Sinners and Train Dreams.
Weirdly enough, it's probably gonna go to one battle because it's just swept every
Yeah,
place.
one battle. Yeah, I mean, one BSC and one BAFTA, one ASC. I mean, BAFTA and ASC, their lineups are the same as the Oscars lineup here. And one battle won both of those. And it
I think
won.
what's really interesting about this category is like on the surface, one battle is not like a best cinematography winner in my brain. You know what
I
I mean?
kind of agree. Yeah, but what made me realize why it's like it started coming up in this category. It's the car chase sequence.
Oh, of
The
course,
camera
yeah.
like literally fucking like acts like a car in the movie.
Well,
The
it's
way it's
literally
like
why
rolling up and down the hills and it's
it's
swerving
why
like
I
a
was
car.
it's why I was arguing that Top Gun Mavericks like cinematography nomination was something that I wanted. It's because I was like, yeah, I mean, the way that they're able to like to put the camera in the cockpit and the people and the planes, like, it's still unbelievable to me, you know. And I did think that about one battle whenever I watched it. I was like, where are they putting the camera in these shots? You know what I mean? Like, where's the camera
And
at?
they did like hang it from an actual movie vehicle.
Yeah, it's innovative. It's very innovative
But
cinematography.
like
Not
it's a
necessarily.
combination of that, I think, and VistaVision.
Yeah, it's not like it's interesting because maybe the other nominees have like more of like the Golden Sun hour kind of like painterly cinematography, but that's not
I
necessarily.
mean, One Battle has like golden hour shots too, right? Like that's
Yeah,
yeah. I mean the entire like portion of Bob reuniting with Willa is golden hour
yeah, but
shots.
I would argue like for instance something like a Train Dream or a Sinners like every shot in those movies are like you could paint them, right? And that's not one
Right.
battle. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like if it was Robert Elswit shooting it like he shot There'll Be Blood, I would have probably predicted it way earlier.
yeah.
But no. And I don't even think it's an undeserving winner. Like I think all the nominees here are very good.
Mhm.
It's just like you never would have expected it. I'm kind of surprised Sinners isn't doing as well in the precursors, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's probably going to be one battle after another.
Yeah,
And
I I think this is one where Sinners could upset though.
I mean, yeah, I would say it's number two here for sure.
Yeah.
I
Um,
I
I
might honestly like if I'm going Sinners for Best Picture, I might go Sinners here because I think that they've really been campaigning Autumn. Like she's been front and center
I mean,
of the
while that is true, it hasn't worked so far, has it?
I'm gonna so there's a few things I'm gonna argue here. Number one, we could say that most every category Sinners is in could upset because of its surge. So
Yeah,
there is,
exactly. I made that argument earlier.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I think this is the one where it
yeah,
would
but
win.
like I think I if look, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but if Sinners won the category, that'd be like the biggest net loss for like one battle for all the
Well,
cinema.
yeah, I would say there's another one that would be a little bit bigger, but for me, I think
It would be kind of like whenever Fellowship of the Ring won, but that's
I
from
I actually do have Sinners pulling off an upset in a different category. But the thing about it is like I think there is one example in since 2000 of the BAFTA BSC ASC winner losing the Oscar, and that was when The Man Who Wasn't There lost to Fellowship of the Ring.
yeah.
And the difference there is Man Who Wasn't There was a lone nominee. Fellowship of the Ring had 13 nominations. And BAFTA at the time, I learned this very recently. I did not know this so recently, had a rule where only the branch members could vote on the text. That is not the rule today. Everyone in BAFTA votes on every category now, and they decided on one battle after another. So it kind of does just track with me, especially with BSC and ASC also going with it, that they would just go with it.
Yeah.
Uh, if Sinners had won ASC, I would strongly consider predicting it here. If Train Dreams had won ASC, I would strongly consider predicting it here. Although I probably still would go with one. I would be more likely to go with one battle in that scenario than I would be if Sinners had won there. But one battle had just won there, so it's just like to me, I think you just go with one battle, and also like I think
George?
it's probably a good idea to remain superstitious about predicting a Sinners upset if you don't know where it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Whether or
That's
not you,
fair.
like, even if you are predicting it to win picture, like, you don't really know what the canary in the coal mine category is going to be. So it might just be smart for you to go chalk everywhere else
I mean
and
that is fair. If you
see what
if you put
happens.
the complete center sweep, you'll probably lose a lot of categories. So like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I'm trying to stay, I guess, mostly in line with everything else, especially since like I don't think there's like as many races this year,
I don't
but
know. Well,
or at
there's
least
just a
as
lot
many
of
like strong
categories.
races, or I don't feel as strongly about there being an upset as some people do. But anyhow, I don't want to spend too much longer on this category. Let's just move on to our new category, a new category, casting. Very excited about this one. Hamnet. Marty Supreme, one battle for another secret agent in Sinners.
Centers.
Yeah, I think we are going with Sinners here.
Yeah.
They they're voting right when the entire cast is on stage for the SAG. Like it just kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I will say we don't really know what they're looking for in this category. So
Which
I'm not going to.
it could be
claim that.
it could be Secret Agent. Like it wouldn't even shock me that much. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah,
think
like I'm not gonna claim to know what they're looking for when this is a brand new category. We don't know how they vote in it.
for me, I just think that I mean, just from the perception of what casting is, and in seeing the best cast nominated to Sinners, if I just feel like I can already connect that as a correlation. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like that's a safe prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to keep to a whisper now. Um, Forgive me. I think personally for me, I think Sinners is more ensemble than casting. Um, my vote in here would be Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
my
think
vote.
Secret Agent would be a really good winner here as well. Realistically, I think all five of these have a decent enough case, but I don't really see a good enough reason to go with any of them over Sinners for the reasons that you guys stated.
Yeah.
Uh, but we don't actually know what they're going to vote for yet. We don't have enough data to confidently assume that yet. So I'm not really stressing about it. I'm not saying anything's fully locked here, but I'm not gonna rock the boat either.
Yeah, and it could again. I think it could be Secret Agent because of how many of the unknowns are casted actually in that movie.
I mean, shit, like there's a chance Hamnet wins here
Yeah,
because Jesse Buckley is locked for an acting win, and paired up with that, you got the kids in there.
yeah.
You know, there's one battle if they go for a picture. You got Chase Infinity, and you got a bunch of the other actors there. But I am just kind of going along with Sinners here. Also, like I did stick with one battle in ensemble after predicting it all year, and that and ended up being wrong. So I am going to actually like just concede and go with Sinners here, so that I don't look like a complete and total idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sinners as well. I think it just the story of getting Miles Caden and then also putting together, I think, the ensemble of the year. Plus, we don't know how this category is going to work. The fact that it won SAG Ensemble, I think, is a good indication. I'm also predicting it for Best Picture, which we'll get to. So I'm
Well,
gonna,
I'm not, but I think it's probably still a safe bet.
yeah.
Uh, okay, original screenplay against Video Sinners. So you get Blue Moon, you get It Was Just an Accident, Mars Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I mean, look, man, I would really love it if Sentimental Value won here, but I mean, Sinners is just kind of clean the table with
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Blue Moon. I really do. No, no,
oh
no.
my God. But no, Sinners is clean the table with this category and uh pretty much all year, and it's just, I mean, I didn't really believe it would. I kind of like similarly in sound, I felt like, even like some of the movie's fans had criticism of the writing, but ultimately it just didn't matter. It was just like it was just the one that they wanted to reward. And so, yeah, I mean, this is just where we are, and no matter what happens, this and Adapted are both gonna like we both know what the winners are gonna be. Like who are we kidding? And speaking of Adapted, we got Begonia, we got Frankenstein, we've got Hamlet, we got One Battle for Another, we got Train Dreams.
One battle after another.
Yeah,
It's easy.
One Battle has I think I don't remember who said this. Someone said One Battle has won the most awards in this category since The Social Network did.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like 50 something wins. It's absolutely it's actually kind of crazy. Golden Globe USC, Critics' Choice, BAFTA, WGA, and it wins like almost every Critics' Choice. I think every other winner in this category is in like the single digits for wins, and it's also blowing out the anonymous ballots too.
One
Like
battle
you just
you can buy stock.
I mean it considers both in their respective categories, but like yeah,
You can buy stock for one battle on Kalshi for 95 cents.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It would take like a precious level upset to happen here, and like it just like there's just no reason for it.
Yeah.
There's no reason you can trim up for it.
I
And like at this
I
point, like I mean, I guess Hannah probably is number two, but like, is it number two? I don't know.
I will be hosting an Oscars event when it happens. If something beats one battle for the win for screenplay, I will take a chair and I will throw it in the bar and I will probably get fired from my job.
I'll get arrested. Just get arrested. Yeah.
Imagine what happened. Well, one battle lost screenplay to Train Dreams.
Okay, well, oh, we talk about best act supporting actor. Then move on there. We see get Benicio del Toro in one battle after another. We get Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo in Sinners, Sean Penn in one battle after another, and Someone's Skarsgård sentimental value. I
Well,
mean,
it's Sean Penn, I think, at this point. I think
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
does he have the most like wins precursor? It is just by far and away like the largest performance of this bunch. It is like
Well, Benicio, I think, has the most wins overall, actually. But
well, just at the major ones. That's what I meant. Like
yeah, yeah, Sean Penn won SAG and BAFTA. It's really difficult to lose with both of those. I mean, people are trying with Delroy Lindo to say that there is a possibility.
he's the number two for sure. I think at this point. But at the same time, I don't think there's enough there realistically.
I mean, my problem is just that, like, why, if it was gonna happen, why? I mean, obviously, like, why didn't he get nominated anywhere is one thing, but why did SAG only not nominate him? But why did they nominate Miles Caton ahead of him?
Which is, I mean, as much as I love Delroy, that is probably the correct choice.
It just, I don't know. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of like sense to me. The logic doesn't check out.
I think it's just people trying to find the alternative, but I really do think it's a Sean Penn win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just it's probably just Sean Penn.
See,
And
like, props to him that he's done the exact opposite of Timothy Chalamet's campaign, and he's going to win the third Oscar.
and then he's just gonna go give the Oscar to Zelensky anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's definitely gonna do it during his speech, I think.
Oh my God.
I think his speech is gonna end up being longer than Adrian Brody, and it's gonna be this big rant about Donald Trump, and then he's at the end he's gonna give his Oscar to Zelensky. And it's kind of gonna be awesome.
Oh my God.
well, he's going to be like, I love Oprah Winfrey. We're like, what are you talking about? What if he goes up? He goes, I bet on myself on Kalshi, so I want his speech to be bonkers. If he even shows up, he might not.
He might not, yeah. And it's possible he doesn't win. There's a
The,
chance.
the only way I would think he didn't win is because he has literally done a negative campaign. You know what I mean? Like he's just done nothing.
He's
Like
also he's not like the most liked actor in Hollywood anymore. I think there are a lot of people that,
Yeah, but the two big industry awards both just voted for him, didn't they?
yeah,
yeah,
that's the
and
like
he low-key deserves it. But
oh yeah.
I mean,
I,
I mean, the thing about it, another thing too, this was so Ryan Castleman, he does his his preferential ballot video, right? And he did a bunch of other categories too. Most of them were pretty close. Like Senators One Battle and Picture were close, and actor was close. Supporting actress was a little bit close. Director was even, closer than I would have expected. Supporting actor was really not close. Like Delroy and Stellan were tied for second, and they only had like 10 votes each. Sean Penn was leading with like 30 votes. It was crazy.
Based.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think too, and I think he's leading the anonymous ballots now, isn't he? Yeah,
Yeah,
he is. Yeah.
he's got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think it's Sean Penn. Well, now we have to go over the supporting actress, which, oh, Lord help me. Lord Jesus help me. Um let's see. Elle Fanning and sentimental value is our lowest sentimental value. Amy Madigan, weapons. Wumi Mosaku, sinners. Teyana Taylor, one battle after another. Um Look, I'm sorry. I just don't think it's gonna be Amy Madigan. I don't believe it. I have struggled to believe it all season. Even after Critics' Choice and SAG, I still cannot imagine that happening. I just I struggle to believe it.
To me, it makes way more sense than Wunmi Musaku for
But
like so many reasons. Uh, Wunmi Musaku is not like that established of an actress, whereas Amy Madigan has 40 years in her career. Um, and when people left Sinners, Wunmi was like the fourth or fifth person that people were talking about. She didn't even win the HCA Halfway Award. It went to Haley Steinfeld over her. So I
well,
feel
they
like
went to Miles Caton over Delroy too, buddy.
that's true. I don't think Delroy is gonna win like some people do.
I don't
Um,
either. I'm just telling you like how things fucking change, brother. I Here's the thing, man. People have dismissed. I feel like people are dismissing One Me because like, oh, she's British. She won the award because she's British, and it's just like, but she didn't win for a British movie. Number one. That's point number one, right? But also,
Movies
it's
like
like,
I
even
think
like in cases like that, they often do win the Oscar. This happens with like Olivia Colman, it happened with Anthony Hopkins, And let's not forget, like, she's in a movie that might be winning Best Picture, and if it's not, it's number two. I Guys, Mikey Madison last year. Mikey Madison won only BAFTA. And it didn't matter to Demi Moore had everything else. She still fucking won.
yeah, I think Ruby's winning this. I think she has some momentum on her side. She has the cast going up there right when voting was happening. Um, she has the BAFTA. I just think it makes the most sense. I don't see the Madigan thing actually panning out. Which I guess at a certain point you could be like, well, Madigan's doing that villain performance, and the Academy loves a villain performance. But it's like, yeah, but maybe we got that covered with Sean Penn. I don't know. Like, um, I really think that we're going to see again an overperformance of Sinners, and we're seeing that anywhere. It's going to be in this category. I really don't see it being Tiana anymore. Um,
I think this is the place where I actually am like going with the Sinners. Like, this is the one category where I'm going with like a Sinners overperformance, ironically enough.
it's
Right? Like, this is
possible.
the one category where I actually do feel like it's coming.
mhm.
And like it's just like I get the Mikey Madison vibe from her. I really do. Like,
Yeah,
if Amy Madigan fucking wins, and I've been doubting her all year. I know I've been doubting her winning chances all year. If Amy Madigan wins, I'm gonna I'm literally gonna go into my kitchen. I'm gonna take an egg and I'm gonna crack it and drop the yolk on my face. I'm gonna post a picture of it on social media. I'm dead serious about this. I'm gonna do that because I just don't believe it. I just don't think it's happening. I don't fucking see it.
wait, because I don't think it's impossible. That's crazy. Can you do that actually?
I don't know. I really don't see it happening.
I don't think
I
it's
think
that
she's
unbelievable, but I do think Woomi is winning.
I think I gotta go Madigan. I think she has a real chance. And it seems
She's
like
a lone
people
nominee. She didn't sweep, and she's not even nominated for it. Remember, she missed
I
BAFTA for
I don't
Carey Mulligan in Ballad of Wallace Island.
I don't care. I think that look, she didn't win BAFTA. She won the Globe and she won SAG. That's enough. That's enough
She
for
won
me.
Critics' Choice,
And
dumbass.
Critics' Choice.
Yeah.
No, she didn't win the Golden
Oh,
Globe.
she didn't win. That was Tiana.
That
Can
was Taylor
Tiana?
Taylor. Yeah,
This is
dumbass.
how Tiana can still win. Is that
Ignorant.
possible?
That it's not impossible, but like it's hard without her also winning one of the industry prizes. I
Yeah.
If she had won one of the industry prizes, that's who I would be predicting. Easy. But
Yeah.
no. I Yeah, I don't know. I'm going with Wunmi. I'm going with Wunmi. I agree. Wunmi doesn't really like have a performance. It seems like a winner. I think the one that most seems most like a winner on paper to me is probably is Tayana, but there's just isn't really any evidence for it. Wunmi is the one that has the evidence to me. And I mean, I guess Madigan, but like, I don't know, man. I'll believe that shit when I see it. And I guess when I have the fucking, egg yolk on my face. But
What if what if Amber Midthunder from Nova King wins?
Dude, imagine. That'd be crazy.
we just need the world needs Inga Ebsar on this board, okay? The world needs Inga to win, to come in with the fucking steel chair and take the Oscar. It's
If
another
that
win for sentimental value. I would cry, honestly. I would cry.
if that happened, I would poop myself and then have to go change.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
She
it's
should
really
be
cool.
winning this, dude. It's absolutely criminal that she has just like not won anything, brother. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I guess we got to move on to Best Actor. I feel like we know what we're doing here. Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan, Sinners, Wagner Moore, The Secret Agent.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I'm switching him.
I
Momentum's happening. It's
I mean, you
happening.
want to talk about Mikey Madison? I mean, there's no clearer example of it than Michael B. Jordan winning at SAG.
Yeah. And he comes up there, he has a great moment, then the cast has a great moment in the middle of voting. And like, look, the whole Timothy Chalamet ballet thing does not matter. It really doesn't. Um, it's the momentum though. I will say that I do think people are getting a little bit tired of his whole thing for the Marty tour, which is kind of why he's consistent like he's missed a few things. And I think right at that moment, I I feel like the stock for Timothy is going down right when Michael B. Jordan stock's going up, right when voting
Yeah,
happens.
this guy's
We've seen that
that's the
happen multiple
thing.
times.
It's
Yeah.
just like it feels a little bit more. What I mean, I say Mikey Madison. It's starting to feel a little bit more like Michelle Yeoh, Kate Blanchett, right? Where
Yes.
it really was feeling like, oh, Timothy, he's really just gonna go all the way, isn't he? But now it's like, well, actually, it might be Michael now,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Michael B. Jordan's kind of like a moon-shaped pool of actors, you know.
yeah, God, it just kind of just does just feel that way. I um. Look, I would rather Timmy win personally. I'm not necessarily complaining about Michael B. Jordan, but I would rather have Timmy win. But ultimately, I think that Michael B. Jordan's just he's gonna pull it off, and that is
Timothy's
where we're
gonna
gonna be.
accept the award for the Oscar if he wins. He's gonna go up there. He's gonna be like, first up in my speech, I just want to enforce the idea that I hate ballet. Can you
I would love he goes on the stage and he starts doing pirouettes and then he sings his speech and like opera.
that would be great.
That'd be amazing.
He goes up to the microphone. He goes, "I'm a really big fan of the Young Turks."
And, And there's some people who are like talking too now about like, oh my God, what if Leo has a late surge? I'm just like, dude, stop.
Yeah, that's I. If that happens, I'm going to also throw a chair, but also it's
Leo's
gonna window.
he's he's like low-key fifth in that category.
What?
Like, as in like win potential, or just like
Win potential.
as performance. I would say Ethan Hawke. There is no way he is winning. He's just
E
happy.
Ethan Hawke is third. I still think I really do think there's still like a tiny chance.
No,
I'm
no,
delusional.
I
no,
really
I'm
don't.
no,
delusional,
Yeah,
but
I really don't see it, Tristan. I'm sorry.
no.
I think Moro. Yeah, I think you could argue Moro's third.
Yeah, Moore's third, I think. I
Yeah.
think Moore's
he,
third, and I
he,
think
Ethan
DiCaprio's
Hawke is
fourth
third.
because of the strength of one battle solely.
What has Hawk won?
My heart and probably
He won
like
LA Film Critics and he won National Society of Film Critics. That's pretty much it.
he won my award. He's my like best actor of the year.
The thing, Ethan Hawke, his movie's not in Best Picture. I mean, it has a screenplay
It's
nomination, but
okay.
it does, but it's not in picture, which, you know.
I think there are some diehard fans of that performance.
For sure, but
But
like
is it?
that's
But
why
it
it's in the
hasn't been enough
category.
to get it a win anywhere where it matters, though.
It's true.
It's kind of like the Talking Head 77 of
It's kind of like the Bill Nighy in Living.
It's kind of like Phil
Destroys
Collins'
it.
Genesis.
Can dude, all right, let's stop with the music comparisons and just move on to Best Actress. We're all predicting Michael B. Jordan. That's probably how it's going to be. Best Actress. Ironically, after freaking 5 years straight of chaos, the only locked acting category. Let's
Yeah.
see, Jesse Buckley and Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Like to Kick You, Redacted and Redacted, Renata Ryan's Faye, in Sentimental Value, Emerson and Begonia. It's Jesse Buckley.
What's redacted?
What the fuck do you think it is?
Kate Hudson?
Yeah.
And she's number two.
She's
No,
very
she's
much
not.
Yes, she
everything
is.
now of performances.
Really, there is no number two because Jesse Buckley is gonna win.
Yeah,
It would be Kate Hudson, and here's
I
why.
I do I know.
Yeah, can I talk
No.
about how
No.
she's number
please, please,
two?
please. I want to hear Tristan's explanation about this.
So I think that a lot of the people who are voting for Jesse Buckley would also vote for Rose Byrne. I think they would split votes a little bit. I think that Kate Hudson has her own camp that is really riding for her. Scott Mance is in that camp, as well as Jeff Snyder. And I really think that
Who cares about
there's a
those
large
fucking
contingent
idiots, dude?
there's a large contingent of people.
Scott Mance was fucking pro September 5th in Best Picture last year.
I think you would be surprised how many people think that Kate Hudson delivered the best performance of the year. It's
I mean, I
shocking.
am. She
I
got
have
fucking
heard that more.
nominated.
I have heard like people that love that performance for some reason.
I don't get it, but
They
it's
even
it's a
talked about it
thing.
on they even talked about it on Blank Check on their like little awards thing. They were all like, "No, Kate Hudson's great in that movie. We don't even love the movie." And I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, I thought she was
David Sims?
not
Like,
that
excuse me? What?"
good. That's crazy.
Yeah. I
Also,
just I hate.
Griffin Newman named Eddington the best movie of the year, and that's so base, Red Pill.
Well, it doesn't even matter who number two is because there is no number two. It's Jesse
Yeah,
Buckley.
it's just Jesse Buckley. Like,
It's
there's
it's not even fucking like no. No, no. Like, Mikey Madsen's gonna get up there and she's gonna read Jesse Buckley. If she reads any other name, then you are dreaming, or you've been transported to a parallel universe, or you're watching a taped thing, or an AI generated video, and you're probably being held hostage at gunpoint by
what I will
Mossad.
say. What I will say, if
I
if
don't know.
anyone else wins the category, right? I will take off my shirt, get on the top of the Taco Bell roof, and then jump off of it. That it's happening.
That
Well,
would be
let's.
awesome.
Maybe that'll happen in Best Director. Best Director. Let's see. Uh, Paul Thomas Anderson, one ballot for the Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Josh After for Marty Supreme. Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. Chloe Zhao for Hamnet.
Oh, I look. I'm still going PTA. I think it makes the most sense because I mean he's the veteran director, and I think it's probably his time to win. That being said, this is not impossible for Kugler to get.
I mean, yeah, it's not, but I don't. I also don't think it's like a serious like, oh, watch out, right? I think it's probably like instead of it being like 99% PTA, it's probably like 90%.
I might say 85, but it's still it's
I mean 85 is close enough. Sure.
yeah.
I think he's got this.
Yeah, I think he's got this. Well, even
I mean
I think
I'll say two even because the you people compare it to the Bong Joon-ho and the 19 and Sam Mendes thing.
yeah,
Not
but
to take
Bong
these
Joon-ho
too
had more
seriously
wins.
into account, but
Bong Joon-ho had more wins at that point though. Still,
yeah, and also like you look at anonymous ballots, director was close.
yeah. Here's what else.
This year, the anonymous ballots, director towers are not close. Like PTA is leading by a lot.
Here's what I'll say. Um, Kugler. I read today that Kugler was as old as Paul Thomas Anderson was when he made There'll Be Blood directing Sinners. Um, Dude's gonna win an Oscar for Best Director in the next 20 years. Like, let's be
Yeah,
real.
that makes a lot of sense.
That's just happening. He's got more chances in this, and I mean, whenever he wins his Best Director Oscar for probably some sort of weird biopic that comes out later, they finally are like, "Well, shoot, I guess we got to do it, right?" People will probably be like, "This should have
I
been
mean,
for
that's
Sin-"
not what PTA is running for.
whatever. I mean, that's fair. That's totally fair.
He
But
doesn't have to win for a
I'm a
biopic.
little afraid that it's gonna be like he's gonna win Best Director for like his fourth or fifth best movie. Like it's gonna be like a Martin Scorsese Departed situation where they're finally like, okay, whatever. Like,
But
but like, look, Departed's a
Oppenheimer
great
is
movie. So
Oppenheimer is a biopic, yet like a lot of people think that's Nolan's best movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
I disagree, but also, yeah, I get it.
It's my number one.
The other thing too with PTA, on top of all what you guys said, he did sweep director. He also swept screenplay, and the movie has swept picture. You could talk about SAG, not kind of whatever, whatever. Um, no film has basically swept both picture and director and lost both. Not
Yeah,
even Brokeback Mountain did that. So
and you could say that Brokeback Mountain kind of crashed out. You know,
yeah, you could say that. I don't know.
yeah, you
I
could
just don't feel that
you could say
strongly
Brokeback
about it.
Mountain into like the mercurial world of movies.
Um,
I'm sorry.
but it will lead into an interesting debate with yeah, I'm not worried about PTA not winning director. I think I'm still very confident that he'll take it regardless. Like I'm not like am I gonna say like oh Cougar can't win at all? No, but I'm still confident that it will be Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah,
Uh, well, then that takes us to Best Picture, where you have a Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Now I
yeah,
know that you guys are. I mean, you guys both probably. I think both mentioned it, picking Sinners.
yeah,
I
yeah.
do just want to say that I understand it. I understand the argument. It wouldn't surprise me if it happens, but for me, what's kept me from doing it? There's a couple very simple factors. Number one, while Sinners does have the strengths of films that have pulled upsets, One Battle doesn't have the weaknesses of the films that lost against them, right? Now, can you say that like, oh well, you can lose with no weaknesses against you? Sure, but you don't really have a way of measuring also what how close Sinners is to actually pulling up the upset. You just have to kind of go off of vibes in that respect. You have to you have to do what Joe Rogan does with voting and go on vibes. And I'm not really getting the vibes, right? Because the thing is, the One Battle has swept picture, it swept director, it swept screenplay, it's practically swept cinematography, it's nearly swept editing, um, and it's gonna win an acting award most likely.
Yeah.
I think that 1917 was never really strong in writing. Another thing too is One Battle it has been the frontrunner since it came out, and it's never slowed down. It's never really lost steam. Like not even like in terms of frontrunner fatigue where people get tired of it, right? It's just that Sinners is also a very strong film. The whole thing about it is that there's just we're in very unprecedented territory where there's two movies that are juggernauts competing in the same year, and of course they're both at the top two. And you know that is kind of the where a lot of the like oh my God what might happen here I think is really throwing a lot of people off, right? Because for no, you never really know. I
That's
what would
exciting.
happen? I mean, these movies would win in most years. But both these movies, if they came out last year individually, they would win. They would beat Nora. I used to think Sinners wouldn't beat Nora. I concede. I fully concede. Sinners would absolutely bog Nora to death.
I
Um,
would argue that Marty Supreme would have beaten Nora too. I would have
I
argued
that I don't
Gambit could
agree
have
with,
beaten Nora.
but we'll uh,
No,
There's a few that could have.
that I
Yeah.
don't agree with.
I think Honora would be third here.
Um, but no, I do concede that Sinners would bog Nora to death. Uh, they would both beat Coda. They would both beat Nomadland. They would both beat Green Book. They'd both beat Shape of Water.
Yeah.
If Moonlight could beat La La Land, they would both beat La La Land. Um,
It's just
th
an insane year, right? But
right, yeah,
here's what
you
I'll
know,
say, George. Um, your reasoning to vote for One Battle is completely valid and is the logical choice, 100%. And it could easily happen, and I'd be like, oh yeah, you know what? That's what it was all along. Like the tea leaves told us. I'm really testing how much vibes and last minute like pushes actually affect an award season because of that moment at the SAG. Because we have seen that like the last award show does influence like winners in the past and nominees.
and I
So like
agree with you.
for
That's
me,
why I'm not dismissing it,
I'm wondering if that's works. And I'm telling you right here, this is like a purely a gut thing. I'm just like
which is fine.
I
That's
can
fine.
see
Again, as I said,
yourself.
you have to treat this the way Joe Rogan does voting and go with
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah.
So you have to kind of like, I guess the way I'm feeling about it here is, I, I guess I kind of feel like Sinner's Surge is happening a little late with
Man,
SAG and
I
with Ace
but I it's
happening
still
in the middle of
happening
voting as
well.
opposed to before it.
I mean, and this is also like I know these aren't like industry people, but like I do feel like there is an overall enthusiasm for Sinners as a collective. Like I've just known so many people just in my life that have been like, yeah, Sinners is like one of the five greatest movies I've ever seen. Like that's
I
always
mean,
like,
there is a lot of enthusiasm for it. I
yeah.
agree with you.
I do feel
I think
like
there's a lot of enthusiasm for both films, though.
there is, but just in a general sense, right here. If we look back at the years of film, there will be some people that will be like, "Man, how did Sinners not win Best Picture?" You know what I mean?
I,
Like
I, I
that'll be a direct
well,
thing
at the
people
same,
will talk
to be
about.
fair though, I think if Sinners does win, I think there will also be people who go back and look like Well, how did one battle not win?
Yeah, but those are
Ha
going to be like film people.
I'm
Like I
gonna,
think
yeah.
that's the argument.
but like
I think if There Will Be
a
Blood
cat
had beaten No Country for
but
Old
the
Men,
thing
it would
is the
be
Academy is film people now though.
sure, sure. I just yeah, I'm saying that
Like,
like
are they all hardcore cinephiles? No, but they're not normies. Like
yeah,
that's
here,
something that I think is important, a very important distinction.
yeah,
No organization that is made up entirely of normies would ever nominate The Secret Agent for Best Picture. It just wouldn't
sure.
happen.
But here's the argument I would say, right? I think, and look, I think a Best Picture winner is different than my personal favorite in the category.
I
This
agree.
I've been very,
Sometimes.
very firm about. For instance, like, look, The Holdovers is like one of my favorite movies ever made, right? I would have definitely voted for it over Oppenheimer if I was a voter. Oppenheimer being the Best Picture winner of 2020 three absolutely made sense because that was the movie of that year. There
I
is
mean,
not even
I get
that
it.
was
I get it.
the movie, you know. But I would argue that like even in 2017, I love The Shape of Water and I was excited that it won. Get Out in retrospect probably should have won, right? Like I feel like that
But
was
here,
the
okay, but
movie of that
here's where
year.
because yeah, like I understand that like Best Picture winners are supposed to like capture like a moment in time, right? But
Yeah.
it's kind of subjective,
Well,
right?
and
I
most of
don't
them failed to do
think.
that. Like, who cares about the English patient in 2020, whatever? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, the thing
or
about
like
it is
driving.
though, is that like the Oscars are not obligated and should not be obligated to pick like movies that the GP cares about, right? Because I think that is a very and this isn't an insult to Sinners. To be clear, I want to be very clear about that. I think Sinners is a great movie and would be a great winner, but um, I don't think that that's an obligation of the Academy, and I don't think they think of it that way. I
Yeah,
also think if you want to talk about like a cultural moment, I think people do watch one battle after another, and they think, well, this is like the timeliest one of the bunch because I mean, especially now when you have, ice raids like on the daily and it has the most direct parallels to
sure.
what's going on.
They're both going to make a ton of sense if they're both win Best Picture. Like,
I agree with you. I completely agree with you, dude. That's why I'm saying like I'm not dismissing Sinners, right? Like I'm not calling you stupid. I'm not calling anybody predicting Sinners stupid, right?
yeah, yeah,
Well, I mean, Clayton Davis, I think is kind of stupid, but I also think I also think he does a lot of the stuff that he does for purely for rage bait, but
that's fair.
that's a whole different conversation. Um, I my thing about it is that and I feel like people talk about like but the Oscars aren't relevant anymore, right? I don't think the Academy necessarily cares how relevant they are because y- like I feel like the Oscars have become a very niche thing anyway. And again,
Not this year.
the Academy is film people. Like I get like they're not hardcore cinephiles, but they're definitely not the types of people who only go see like four movies a year. If that is
Yeah,
what the type of
I agree.
people would be, we would be getting movies like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four and Best Picture. But that's
It
not the
would look like the
case.
Grammys, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Don't
like
even get
that's
me
not the people we
started on the
get. I think a
Grammys.
lot of Academy Awards
Oh,
are kind
it
of
makes me so
stupid. I
upset.
think the way they think about voting is a little dumb sometimes, but let's be honest about who they are, right? Right. But Sinners is also a movie that appeals to film people, though. That's why it could still win. And but the thing is that One Battle with Sinners both have the perfect blend of like film people appeal and normie appeal. That like that kind of works. And I mean, for what it's worth, like, people complain about Honora, like, oh, Honora's not culturally relevant. Why do people care about Honora? There's not that many people in the real world who watch Honora and think it's a bad movie. Most like even in my real
Uh,
life, right? People who I like talk to who watch it and are not into movies, assuming they're not like just weird about sex, right? They watch that movie and were like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I know
think
I know people who hate it, but I don't know. I think maybe it is the sex thing.
I think generally speaking, like if that doesn't turn you off from the movie or like the vulgarity of it, like if it's not offensive to you, then most people are just kind of like, yeah, that was a good movie. I would agree with that. But it's a
yeah,
Yeah,
basic
like
thing. I don't think people are as enthusiastic about it as like other Best
but
Picture
this is the
winners.
thing, right, too, right? Because like I'm was Everything Everywhere All at Once more culturally relevant than Top Gun Maverick? Not really, but like does that mean Top Gun Maverick should have won Best Picture? In my opinion, no.
No, no, no.
uh,
But Everything Everywhere definitely took culture by storm. It was
It,
successful.
it it did get into the cultural zeitgeist, right? But like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
but like
I
So
think
I think,
in a similar way Sinners did. I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
maybe not quite on the same level, but
I
around
I,
that
I agree,
No,
level.
but like One
I actually
Battle
think we should
also I
make it a
think did that is the
no.
thing.
I
Like
think
I
we
think
need.
of
I think we need to make a distinction here. Okay, I think there's two different things we're talking about. I think there is making a cultural moment slash making a cultural moment for film, and I think those are two different categories. Because once again, if we were just doing the movies that made the biggest cultural moments of the year, like Avengers Endgame probably would have won Best Picture, right? But like in regard like the cultural moment for the film, not necessarily community, but this for the art form in general. Obviously, Parasite changed the game, right? It just changed the way that we even
I agree with you, but like
Modern Day Citizen
both
Kane.
of the movies that we're
So,
talking about in this race did that.
sure, yeah,
Is the thing. So I think on all of those metrics, it's kind of impossible to do. So when you do that, you have to kind of look for the weaknesses and strengths with both films, and you have to kind of look at and just look where the crumbs lay. And when I do that, I mean maybe it's look. I'll admit my biases up front. One Battle's my number one movie of the year. I'm pulling for it. It would also be the first time, at least in my lifetime, that my favorite movie of the year won Best Picture 2 years in a row. But I do kind of see more strengths, at least on paper, with One Battle. And
there is there. I mean,
I think they both
you can't
have
even argue
very
that point.
similar amounts of passion,
Yeah,
is
you
the
can't
thing.
even
So
argue that point. There is
it's
just more wins on paper.
impossible to measure. I think it's kind of impossible to measure. So like I don't know. I'm not going to stress myself if I get it wrong, but the thing is it's just like I don't know. I'm not strongly feeling a Sinner's upset, is the thing. With Parasite, I was really strongly feeling like it was coming, and that's why I predicted it. With Coda, I really strongly was feeling like it was coming, and that's why I predicted it. I'm like I'm weirdly feeling like the way I did about Conclave last year, right? Where I feel
Yeah.
like the search was just too late.
Mhm.
But I talked to Kyle about this on the podcast. I think it's very difficult to compare Sinners and the passion behind that to Conclave. I think Conclave is not even in the same league. It's not even close.
I'm not really talking about passion necessarily. I'm talking about the surge, the
I, d-
timing.
I really, and I understand if you look at the stats that technically Conclave was the runner-up. I think it was a huge gap. I don't think it was anywhere near winning Best Picture last
I
year. I
don't
actually think it was
I'm
third.
not saying it. I'm not saying that that it was close. That it was close
I
or
might
anything like that
like here's the
necessarily.
thing. I might make the argument that the gap between Sinners and One Battle is similar too. I mean, if Sinners wins, it is an upset, like 100%.
I mean, the
One
thing
Battle
is like if
squeeze it,
Sinners does
but
win, it probably won't be by that much. And at this point, I would probably say the same for One Battle. But the thing
yeah,
is like when both movies are strong and have very similar reasons to be strong, you have to kind of look at like the nano factors. And I think the nano factors, to me, they seem to benefit one battle more,
Yeah,
personally. Now, maybe I'll see some data in the next few days that make me change my mind. I'm open
and
to
I
it,
think and I think
but
that's valid, and I think that's correct. I do think the nano value points more for one battle. I I think the passion, not they both have passion. We've already established that.
they both have very
Um,
similar amounts of passion, is the
yeah,
thing.
I you see, I do think Sinners has a little more passion just on a global scale. But regardless, that's not even important.
But
I think
yeah,
there's I think
the
there's
thing
just
that I
love for
yeah,
that movie that could push it to the top. And this year's going to be an indication on, so how, do the precursors and all these awards, do they really mean all of that much if at the end of
I
the day
think
this
the
movie
answer
comes
is
out of nowhere and
yes.
doesn't?
It's just like
Yeah, yeah,
because like I mean,
yeah,
Moonlight pulled off the upset, but that didn't mean that the precursor packages didn't matter for other films
yeah.
that
No, no, no.
won,
I'm saying, I'm
right?
just
Like,
saying,
and I
how
don't
much
think
is
it
that
would
going
be
to read
it would
into it?
change with this
Yeah.
either.
How much is that going to read into it when we look at the thing as
I just
elimination?
like I
It's going
think
to be a test of that.
my what my feeling is that the surge is a little bit is just a little bit too late. Like it started happening during voting, and Parasite surge started happening before voting. Coda surge started
Sure.
happening before voting.
But
This
I would
surge
argue
is
that,
in the
like,
middle.
it's not that, like, all of a sudden we all just start talking about Sinners when it won the SAG, right? Like, it's been
Right,
around.
but like it
Yeah.
was like
So that search could only help it. If it was close, then it could.
the 16 nominations, to be fair, like yeah, people did talk about it then, but it kind of slowed down when it didn't pull a lot, when it didn't win a whole lot in at the industry guilds.
Well, I guess my question is, if they're close and one battle's in the lead, but then that push happens and it peaks out just a little bit for Sinners, how much of that is an effective thing, or is it just really stats? And I don't know. Like, I think it could just be stats. Like, if the thing is, if either one of them wins, I'm not going to be shocked. I think you said that, but like, even
I'm not either. And
okay,
look, I'm not,
yeah,
and again, I'm not here to belittle anybody predicting sinners. I'm not here to
yeah.
belittle anybody, um, who is, going with their gut or doing anything like that.
Well, not necessarily gut. I mean, it's
I,
just it's there. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just trying to like, I'm trying to just like, I don't know. Like, I'm not even trying to craft a perfect formula necessarily. I'm just looking at this very, very intent, very closely and just being like,
yeah. My
yeah,
okay. So my question for you, George, just out of pure curiosity.
okay.
Because you said you like One Battle more than Sinners, which I'm I have to rewatch them both again, but they're close for me. I think I would give the edge to One Battle. But like I think they're both just like amazing movies, right?
Uh-huh.
A part of me thinks that Sinners would be a more interesting one in the moment just because of the upset. Do you agree with that? Like if it's One Battle, it does feel just slightly boring because it won all season. And that shouldn't matter.
Uh,
That should
I don't know if I personally see it that way,
mm,
but I'm just one dude, right? I don't know
yeah.
how I don't know how everyone else feels about it, right? Like I don't really think of it that way. I tend to be the type of person who is very rigid and like I root for my favorites,
And that's totally
right?
fair.
Like
You know, like
I'm a team like I'm a team player, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, and which that's totally fair. And it's like, and by the way, that shouldn't matter. Like the best movie should win. It shouldn't be like, oh, what's going to create the yada yada yada. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I
I'm
personally,
just out
yeah,
of curiosity of
like I
like,
don't really like voting like that, right?
yeah, yeah, but
And like to be clear, like I'm not like and again, it's not an insult to sinners, right? It's a great movie. It would be a great winner, right? I wouldn't complain about it one bit. I'm just the this is how I personally root for things, right?
yeah.
It's my own mentality. And
Well,
for what it's worth, again, just bringing up, anonymous ballots, even though they don't really mean a whole lot in the great scheme of things. Parasite was leading by far and away in those,
well,
but it's dead even this year.
Um, yeah, absolutely.
So
Shout out to original member of our chat, AJB1209, who I saw has one battle after another below Inherent Vice on his Paul Thomas Anderson ranking.
that's
Whoa.
that's crazy.
That's
Um,
big.
well, yeah. I mean, look, in conclusion,
Rice cakes.
I think look, I'm not betting any money on this. I'm not Kyle. Okay. I'm not gonna place any bet on this. I'm not gonna crack an egg on my forehead if Sinners wins.
You should
Okay.
though.
We're
No.
not doing okay. No, I'm
Would
not
you
that stupidly confident
so
in
so
this
George,
category.
would you crack an egg on your head if F1 won Best Picture?
If F1 won Best Picture, I think um I would I would stick my nutsack in a deep fryer.
Oh my God.
Uh,
I can't with that, dude. I can't, dude. I can't, brother. Like, it's just,
if
oh,
if F1 won Best Picture, I would go to my local Walmart, get on their PA system, and start singing "We Are Charlie Kirk" until I got kicked out.
oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah. Well, anyway, look, I'm not putting any bets on this category. It can go either way. I'm just like the vibes for me spell more for one bat. And look, I admit I'm biased, but
Hey,
I am just,
here's the thing: you're probably right.
hey
I'm
man,
not gonna lie, you're probably right.
look. If Sinners does win, I'll applaud the both of you. I'll applaud everyone who wins. I'll happily concede, right? But
Yeah.
um, you know, I'm also not gonna sit here and be like, ha ha, I told you all, right? Because I mean, look, last year, like I called Nora right before right after Can, and I held on to it even when it looked like it wasn't gonna win. And I ended up being right, and I got to brag about that, and I got to call everyone, dumbasses for not agreeing with me. But this prediction is not nearly as braggable because everyone else was doing the same thing basically. So, uh,
Well,
you,
I thought Life of Chuck was gonna win Best Picture, so
you know, yeah. I mean, I got my bragging rights last year, so I'm okay.
George, Life of Chuck should have won though, right?
Do what now?
Life of Chuck. It probably should have won Best Picture because it won.
Hey, no, now that one I'm getting bragging rights about because you guys all called me crazy for thinking that wasn't getting any nominations.
Dude, if you would have been at the tip screening, you would have been like, "Oh yeah, people are eating this up." Like it was crazy
Yeah.
the energy in that room. But that being said, Tristan, do you remember the Next Goal Wins screening?
Yeah.
I'll never
That
forget that.
that's
George, I
crazy.
did you not? That theater was louder than my theater for Avengers Endgame. For Next Goal Wins, I'm telling you, people were like screaming. I remember
Yeah,
being
it was
like,
pretty
this
crazy.
movie is like actively okay and it's gonna win Best Picture. Like I remember thinking that, being like, what is happening? And then it came out, everyone agreed that it was mid, and I was like, okay, I think
Jesus, man.
I remember being in there just being like, why is this movie like working this well for people? I'm really confused. Oh well.
Man, it almost makes you wonder what the hell's gonna be because like rental family, like we all thought going into the TIFF, it was gonna be like, oh my God, this is gonna be the biggest, like, this is gonna be the big TIFF crowd who's gonna win People's Choice, and then, it comes out, it's just like, oh, okay. I guess
Yeah, that
not.
was um was it the Brian Rowe does his whole like Oscar flop series? You should do one about rental family, how that happened. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Um, even though I'm really excited that that didn't happen. I remember
Yeah,
watching
Brett's
that
not a
movie
rental
and being
family
like,
fan.
I
I mean,
will
I don't
leave
think
it
it's great, but
up with-
I like it.
I still hated that movie. I don't get it. I don't get why people like it
it's
either.
okay.
No, it's like a
I
three
think
out
it
of
would have
10.
been better as a Nathan Fielder concept.
Yeah. For me, it's like the most like not it's the most like not emotionally manipulative, but like manipulative as in like the main character is manipulative and like a bad person, and we're supposed to care about him, and I don't like that. Like I don't know, but like it is weird that like its average on Letterboxd is still a 3.9. Like there was passion for that movie, it just didn't show up anymore.
It is
Bizarre.
crazy how much passion that movie has.
It
Yeah.
just kind of came and went. Yeah,
Yeah, but like people saw it. Like again, 3.9 average on Letterboxd is good.
yeah, it's kind of bizarre. A lot of shit's kind of fucking like bizarre how things turned out this year. Next year is gonna be like, dude, there's gonna be a lot of like fucking like I don't know what controversies are gonna come up, but it's gonna be like with Tom Cruise like maybe winning Best Actor next year. There's gonna be a lot of like uh you know Scientology jokes being made next year.
Oh, for sure.
I'm
And
Yeah,
so I'm so sick of like people throwing insults at like the people who are nominated though. Why can't we just celebrate? I mean, obviously it's not good that he's a Scientologist, but like why can't we just celebrate these movies and stop trying to find controversy for all of them?
and like
uh,
you know what Michael's gonna end up getting.
to be fair, like this year wasn't as bad as last year.
I
Yeah.
feel like this year was like people tried to find controversy when it wasn't there.
That's the
Yeah,
thing. Because like something like
I that this it's crazy. I showed you guys the thing that I saw. Like I saw it in an Instagram post originally. Then I found it again on Reddit. I was like, okay, I have to send you guys this now. The guy who was like who said like Hamnet was like pornographic sentimentality in the age of Epstein or something like that.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That it I just like I'm just like what kind of like some people should not be allowed to have cell phones.
yeah,
I
yeah, it's
bro,
insane.
what the hell?
It's but like I think something like for instance, Amelia Perez should obviously be talked about because like that was a legitimate thing.
Yeah,
It
no, I
that
agree.
that movie,
It's a
right?
hate crime.
Like
Yeah.
there is like some moment where we're like, why are we this focused about the fact that Timothy Chalamet said he didn't care about ballet, like ballet?
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
It's like
It,
sure,
I'll
whatever.
also say, I think if he said them in a less douchey way, people would care way less about it than they actually
Oh,
did.
it's totally tone policing in a certain
Yeah,
way. Yeah, 100%. And look, I
Yeah.
think the way that he comes across in that clip is like not great. Um, but like it would have been one of those things where I watched it, I would have been like, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I would have not have thought
I
about
also saw someone else
oh,
point this
cracking
out
her.
too. But
What?
like, like people were praising Ethan Hawke for like because he liked one of the reels that was calling him out. And it's like, didn't he just give like a really, really shitty answer at Berlin on like the genocide in Gaza where he was like basically dodging the question? It's like you can do this, but you can't do that. Like, what are we doing here?
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke is like very
Yeah, but
pro-Palestine.
like but like the specific like answer he gave at Berlin was really, really like he was trying to dodge the question.
Well, I guess my question is like, what is the thing that he's like there to do, right?
Yeah,
Because in a certain way, I think if you're promoting your movie for Blue Moon about like a lyricist, maybe you're not there to talk about the pro Palestine movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like I mean,
and
I think like because it's difficult because on the one hand, I don't like the over converging of art and politics, but at the same time, like all art is political, right? So and like yeah, and people have to be willing to draw a line somewhere and be willing to say like, look, as an artist, I don't support my industry, like the people in my industry who profit off of this.
all
Sure, but then
all
at at a certain extent too, though, we always have the idea of like when does celebrity mix in with politics? Because
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
Yeah,
Jennifer Lawrence said something about it on when she was promoting Dime 11. She gave a much better answer.
but
yeah, and
you're also we're catching celebrities off guard when they're like they haven't prepared to answer that question. They've prepared to answer
Yeah, but
questions
I mean,
about
they
their
should be
film.
prepared to answer is the thing.
I get what you're saying with all art is political, but you should also be able to choose what political topic you want to speak about.
I mean, I
It
don't
doesn't have
disagree
to
with
be.
it. I don't disagree with you, Tristan. I just, but I also think that you do have to kind of like you should be willing to take a certain stand. Like, and look, as I said, I don't want art and politics to be meshed together. Like, I don't like. I mean, you guys see my profile pictures of SSI and Mikey Madison, right? I don't want. I'm not. If they're running for president, you're not going to catch me voting for them. Absolutely fucking not. But I also like if one of them were to give a shitty answer on Gaza, I would call them out for it, right? So yeah,
I
I don't know.
I guess my thing is like one day, imagine George one day that you are nominated for best director for right, and you're getting questions and somebody's like, George, what are your thoughts on fracking? Like, what would you respond to that?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, I don't think they would ask me that question specifically, but yeah. Anyway, we
Yeah,
should wrap this up.
yeah, no. That's definitely like a weird what if scenario. But regardless,
Uh, also, I need to bleep the title of that because anyway, yeah,
oh
thank
yeah,
you for listening. Tune in next week. We'll talk about the winners and yeah, we'll see who was right, who was wrong, and
still
my
rooting
mouth
for
is dry. I
Roger
need to go to bed.
Rules. I'm still rooting for Roger Rules.
All right, see ya.